All right. What's good? What's good? What's good? Hey, y'all, let me know if you guys can hear me. I have a wireless mic on. So let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me say what's up to everybody. Good morning. Banks the boxing fan. All things. Control LeGrew, what's good? Fresh Baker. Fresh Baker. Daniel Gallimore. Andy Gill. John Rizzo. What's up? DJ OC in the place to be, man. Spinning on them ones and twos, man. Make sure you guys go follow my guy at the Parlor of East Wheaton, man. Make sure you guys go follow him at the Parlor of East Wheaton. Yeah, that's my guy. And you can follow him at mixcloud.com/POEW. That's for Parlor of East Wheaton. And it's some of the best music you'll hear. Don't want to offend any other DJs out there. Okay? But those my guys. Roach going to sleep. He may. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, I got a wireless mic. Can you hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me clearly. I guess since y'all are slow, I can just slow to get there. I can just go to just fine. Fine. Okay, cool. Dope. So this works. I can just stand here and do this. Dope. All right, so let's talk about it, man. What's up with everybody this fine morning, man? What's good? Yes, sir. I can actually just look at it on here too. Man, you got to know I like this. Yeah. Except for if I enter the studio. What's up, Barbara D? Say good morning, Martin, in the chat. Super Chat Thursday. Let's support the channel. Yeah, please do. That would be great. Thank you so much. Let me. All right, yeah. Okay, does that stop it? Nah, that doesn't stop it. All right, so I can't do that. All right, because there's going to be an echo. All right, so let's get into this, man. I'm waiting for everybody to come on because Gervonta Davis, and it's going to be in Houston. So guys, go buy your tickets. Go buy your tickets. You don't have to consume a bunch of conversations about how bad a fight is and all of that. In December, we'll have a fight. So guess what? Good news. We don't have to worry about whether or not, we're going to have a boring December. Because if there's a knockout in this fight, great, man. We got to see a good fight. I'm watching this fight. And I'm not participating in all the complaining about it. I'm just telling you. And I'm sure there are people that are going to want to debate and have fun with that. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think you can win that debate. I don't think you can win that debate. Fighters are supposed to fight. And also, just because you don't know who somebody is doesn't mean he's not a very good fighter. And there's plenty of cases in point of that. So, you guys just have to sit there and just let the man take the stage and let him do what he's going to do. I really appreciate what Lamont Roach said, though. Because Lamont Roach was like, look, first of all, a bunch of y'all some jerks. He called y'all dickheads, but, jerks, pretty much. To everybody else, we're going to have a good fight. I liked what Lamont Roach said about that. That was I appreciated that. Yeah, there's always a better. Malik says, Malik and Daniel YouTube. Tank is better. Yeah, but so what? Hey, Mr. Pragmatic, what's up, man? I got you, man. I got a trip coming to the post office tomorrow morning. I'm trying to get rid of one more thing so I don't have to go to the post office because the post office is like not right next to my house. Tank better than everybody. Yeah, see, that's That's an argument that I don't think really should cover much ground, because every time you have a boxing match, there's going to be one fighter that's better than the other. In every single solitary fight, there's people that believe one fighter is going to beat the other fighter. That is something that's consistent in boxing. There are a bunch of people that thought Terrence Crawford was going to beat Errol, and it wasn't going to be close. There are a bunch of people that thought Terrence was going to beat Madmarov, and it wasn't going to be close. Right? Every fight of Terrence Crawford's career, there are always people that think Terrence Crawford is going to beat everybody he's going to fight. But that really shouldn't be used as a justification not to see the fight. Number one, you don't know if he's going to actually win the fight or not, because things happen in boxing matches. And sometimes people are better than you think they are, especially if you don't know who somebody is. If you don't know who they are, then you don't really have a gauge of how good they are. So, I just don't really want to. The draw thing really shouldn't even matter either, because, the question is whether or not they're going to draw you. So, we talk about whether or not a fighter's a draw. Okay, well, why does it matter that a fighter's a draw? It matters that a fighter's a draw so that the people that go to the fight can have a lot of fun with their friends. That's important for us. So it is important that a boxer has a lot of fans, because it's good for the sport, and it makes it a better situation for everybody around, because you get more conversations based off the fighter. The benefit also really does extend to primarily to the fighter himself, for how much money he makes, and the promoters and the networks. That's why you care if somebody's a draw. For the fight itself, being a draw is kind of irrelevant. You just, inside the ring, the draw is irrelevant to you. Because if you're watching the fight, that person was a big enough of a draw to get you. Also, seeing as you know that Tank is a draw, then it doesn't really matter if Lamont is a draw or not, because Tank is a draw. People are going to go to see the fight to watch Tank. So it really doesn't matter if Lamont, it would help if Lamont was a bigger draw, because that would help Gervonta make more money. It would help Lamont make more money. It helped the networks make more money. And it would make more people talk about the fight. So in a lot of different areas, it is a good thing to be a big draw. I'm not saying it's not. But as far as who's going to win that fight, that draw doesn't mean anything, because you got to fight. Serena Williams is a much bigger draw in a tennis match than Kim Clijsters. But when she played Kim Clijsters beat her. I think Kim Clijsters may have ended her career up on Serena, if not very close. Kim Clijsters has a good record against the Williams sisters, even though many people don't know who she is. Many of you guys don't know who Kim Clijsters is. But every time Kim Clijsters came around Serena, I was worried about Kim Clijsters beating Serena, because Kim Clijsters had her number. Just how it works in sports, Just because you don't know who they are doesn't mean they don't have something for that person. See, Gervonta knows who he is, because Gervonta and he have fought multiple times. In the amateurs, they're familiar with each other. So it would seem to me that that's what matters. Now, we can get into a lot of historical discussions with people that in one breath will tell people that old school fighters weren't any good, but in the next breath always talk about new fighters and how they are not doing what old fighters used to do. Hey, LR says, Super Chat Thursday. Thank you, brother. I think I have to go to hour and a half long live streams where I don't read any chats, other than like super chats and people that I know, because I got to make a change, bro. Real Truth never got stopped in 9. Somebody else ran a train. Man, you really got a problem. You got some, it seems like you got some deep-seated sexual issues. To me. Victor said, what up, James? Victor says, Tank's staying busy, winning, staying the face of boxing, staying on top of the world. Oh, what did he say? He says something about, it's somebody that says something about, something to do with the LGBTQ community and accusing me of being a member of it. Honestly, man, I'm not. So, I'm not really tripping on your immature statements, man. Okay? I'm really trying to have fun talking boxing, man. The whole battle for me is over. Nobody wants to debate me for real because you guys finally got a clue. So now that people really got a clue and they don't want to debate, I can be nice to people, man. Okay? And I'm trying to be nice to people. I don't want any of that anymore. So, hey, Barbara. Oh, I'll let my dog in a second. In order to speak on something like, yeah, King of Kings, but it is what it is, man. You know what it is, man. I'm a Black American male. Generally speaking, object of sexual fantasy, I guess, by some people. Hey, man, Mr. Pragmatic, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Says support for the channel, brother. Support for you. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. I meant every word I said in that note, too, Mr. Pragmatic. Really and truly. So I'm just not, I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I'm going to get away from this conversation about always being not liking boxing matches. Because honestly, man, the conversation is so tiring. 78 exposed me as a homosexual. That would mean that 78 would have had to know, would have to be talking to me about my sex life, man. Okay? Anybody that would say that would be admitting that they are that. Even though he probably didn't do it. I'm just telling you guys. Okay? Have a nice day, man. I'm going to fry Devin Haney in a second, man. Just so you know. G'd up for the re-up. I'm definitely about to fry Devin Haney in a second here. But thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it. Devin Haney, that brings me to the second part of this conversation that we will be having. Is that Devin Haney's fans are stuck in the first stage of grief, which is denial. Until you get past your traumas, I'm not joking, bro. For real, I'm gonna stop reading people's comments, bro. Y'all gonna have to put them in the super chats. I mean it. Like, not all y'all, you know who y'all are for real though. I'm about to turn some of y'all off. Okay? I'm gonna turn some of y'all off. Because you're wasting my time. And I don't want to waste my time. I do want to interact with the chat, but I don't want to waste my time anymore, okay? So we're going to be much more direct on this. And have mature conversations. Oh, hey, man, thank you so much, man. Easy number one, just sponsored 20 minutes. Thank you, brother, for the 20-minute sponsorship. Thank you. The super sticker, thank you, man. You didn't even say anything, man. That's much love. But let's get back to this. So Devin Haney fans are stuck in the first stage of grief. After we get done with I'm going to welcome you guys on to the chat. You can also click the link. You can put it in a super chat or you can click the link. I think some of you guys are bots. And I get a little tired of y'all distracting me. So they're just in denial that Devin looks like a punk doing this suing. Okay? We're out here talking. You know what I mean? Like what you're saying matters. The fact of the matter is that Devin looks terrible. And it doesn't matter if Miguel Cotto didn't want to rematch Margarito or not. It doesn't matter whether or not Luis Resto and Panama Lewis were sued by Billy Collins back in the 80s. That doesn't matter either. Doesn't matter that Floyd tried to sue Victor Ortiz. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because the people that are looking at Devin, first of all, I ain't never heard of most of them. We can go back and forth on it on YouTube. That's fine. We can have a prolonged discussion about Billy Collins and the difference between Billy Collins and why Billy Collins was able to sue Panama Lewis and Luis Resto and why that's a totally different situation than what's going on with Devin Haney. We can talk about that, why that's different. But I'm going to already get to the end of that argument. You guys are going to argue that it is very much similar. I'm going to argue that I get your point, but if you look at the legal sense of it, there's a reason why this happened with Billy Collins and why it wouldn't happen with Devin. But I'll give you a brief explanation. It's because Billy Collins didn't initiate it. Billy Collins didn't initiate it. Billy Collins' trainer saw the gloves when it was over, called the commission. When the commission found out about it, Billy Collins' face looked like the Elephant Man. The police got into it. And they were charged with a crime. I believe somebody did jail time. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Panama Lewis got banned for life, and I think he might have done some jail time. Let me make sure. But it's a distinction without a difference, really. Panama Lewis was sentenced to up to the maximum of 3 years in prison and received up to 6 years in jail for removing half the padding from a fighter's glove. Luis Resto, 30, and his manager trainer, Carlos Lewis, were convicted of 2 counts of second-degree assault conspiracy, 4th-degree criminal possession of a weapon. They were convicted of removing half the horsehair padding from Resto's glove, leading to a brutal battering. Collins suffered damage to his right eye, cuts, swelling, and bruising when his punches by the previously light-hitting Resto. The previously light-hitting Resto. He never fought again after the beating and died in a drunken driving car crash less than a year later. You know what the main difference is between the two of those? The police filed charges on him. It was the police determining what he did was a weapon. That he took a weapon in the ring. I'm pretty sure because he removed the padding. That actually makes a touching. That's actually an unwanted touching when you remove padding. Because remember when I taught you guys about touching and what battery is? Battery is an unwanted touching in essence. When you remove padding for a glove and you start hitting people with your knuckles, that's an unwanted touching. Because you're supposed to have padding in your glove. So that's the argument that they use. Now, you could say, well, that's the same thing as the Ostarine, and we can get into a discussion about whether or not you know for sure that not having padding on your glove will increase your power versus do we really know whether or not a maybe effective weight loss drug taken a couple days is really going to affect your left hook when, unlike Luis Resto, Ryan Garcia has a history of knocking people out. Louis Resto, if this article is true, is a light puncher. But anyway, that's the fundamental difference between the two of those. One is that the police filed the charges. The state filed the charges. It's not in contract. It's not a breach of contract. It's not a fraud. Those were criminal charges brought about because the state said no. It's against public policy to allow you to take padding out of your gloves and damn near beat somebody to death on public TV. And Louis Resto's face looked like Elephant Man. Both of his eyes closed, both of them shut up like this. Something that looks very, very, very unusual for a boxing match. Even for a boxing match, to have somebody's face look like that was extreme. So I guess that's why they did it. However, let me tell you once again, it doesn't matter. And let me explain why it doesn't matter. I'm going to get to super chats in a minute. But I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter. Because I know that these people that ain't paying attention to YouTube channels and are the ones buying the fights that just hear he's suing, they don't know that. All they knew is Devin sued. You have to assume, you have to understand that the people that are actually going to judge this, many of them are ignorant on all of the facts associated with what me and you or we may argue about. Because we are what you call very, very well-informed boxing fans. They are not. All they see is, ooh, pussy. That's it. That's how they see it. Similar to, I had to have a moment of awakening myself when I'm listening to you guys talk about contracts and I'm listening to you guys talk about battery and fraud, like you know what you're talking about. I have to let you talk like that. I have to let you do that. I can know I'm going to do it, but really I shouldn't do it. Unless I'm on a boxing channel, I would never do it. I just let you guys sit there and speak in your ignorance. Because all y'all ignorant. All of you are ignorant about this. I've not seen one. I won't say that because I don't want to act like I've seen everybody's stuff. But I've yet to meet anybody that understands what a contract is. And all the time we've been talking about it. Bill Haney doing all that, I'm a businessman, we doing things, Dev's the boss, signed a net profit deal. Shout out to the guy that works in the movie, that works is familiar with the movie industry. He responded to a tweet that I put out on Twitter. Thank you guys to the 25,000, almost 30,000 people that watched it. Thanks, I appreciate that. One of the people that responded to it said, look, man, there is never net profit. Never net profit. And he referred to it as net points, right? You get net profit is points or the percentage of net profit that you get is your net points. He said net points never make money. You never make any money off net points because the industry will just find some expense line item to charge the expense to. And you're never going to be able to get out of it. That's why somebody else pointed to me that James Gardner of the Rockford Files, the 1960s, 70s, 80s actor, was suing his network or studios for years over the net profits that he was owed from the Rockford Files, a popular television show in the 1980s. Okay? So we're out here acting like we know things that we don't know and complaining about fights that are really good for us. Because otherwise, what would we be doing? We'd be just talking and complaining about fights that are not being made. I would love to elevate the conversation above the petty. I don't think we're going to be able to do it, though. Because we are having arguments about whether or not Devin Haney, who got hit repeatedly with left hooks. Dude, the boxers don't even believe it. Did you hear what Keyshawn Davis said? Dog, Keyshawn Davis said, look, man, I know guys that fought dudes on steroids. Ryan don't look like, that ain't like what it is. Ryan, he's like, nah, that's not what that is. And he was like, no, that's, Keyshawn Davis almost treated Devin's claim that Ryan was on juice Like it was disrespectful to the people that really fought and got beat up by juiced up fighters. And the fact that those guys that had their whole career destroyed because they got in there and beat up badly by a guy that was clearly juicing and everybody knew he was juicing. How his career never took off, but they never sued anybody. Our arguments about whether or not Luis Resto should have sued, and also whether or not, and again, you guys don't understand even the Floyd Mayweather Jr. situation. Floyd Mayweather Jr., my understanding is, and I don't have any reason not to believe that it's true, sued Victor Ortiz because Victor Ortiz headbutted him before that knockout. I saw that on the Morning Combat. And I distantly remember it. But I don't think anything came out of that case. And again, just because Floyd did something that somebody can say is foul and you shouldn't do, battery. I don't even know if he sued him for battery, but it's just say it was battery. Fraud. Whatever it was. That doesn't mean Devin do it makes him look good. Whole lot of people don't like Devin. A lot of people like Floyd. Floyd may get the benefit of the doubt on something like that. Like IVs where we really don't know what happened with the IV. Devin ain't got the fan base like that. So, first of all, let's talk about when you're comparing Floyd and Devin. Bro, those are not the same two people. And number two, just because Floyd did it, that doesn't mean that it makes Devin doing it right. Floyd does things that are wrong like everybody else. If Floyd does something bad, does that mean everybody gets to do something bad? Doesn't that go back to the, hey man, if your friend was gonna jump off a bridge, would you do it too? Right? Some of these arguments are borderline childish. Well, Floyd did it too, so what? If Floyd jumped off a bridge, would you? Diddy ain't the only one, so what? He's one of them. What you gonna do? If Diddy starts diddling people, you gonna diddle people too? If you diddle people like Diddy diddled people, your ass gonna be in jail like Diddy. So if you don't like what Floyd did, you don't like what Devin did, it's okay for me to say I don't like what Floyd did either, if that was the same scenario. Which obviously came to nothing because we don't even know if the lawsuit carried out all the way to go into court. And I doubt that it did. Sean Curley in the building said Devin is going to be fighting on free TV if he fights again or an undercard, no more main events. Sean Curley. I don't know about that. I think Devin will be main event fighter because Devin has what counts. Devin can fight. Devin has what counts. Devin can fight. So I think Devin's going to be in the main event because it ain't going to be easy to beat Devin. Shane Mosley got beat by Vernon Forrest. Vernon Forrest just had his number. It could just be that Ryan had his number. Or he adjusts and he winds up being able to beat a lot of other people. Devin Haney can really fight, man. Devin Haney's like ability to fight is not a mirage. That's not a mirage. That guy can fight. So no, I don't think he's going to be out of main events. I just think that sometimes what gets you to the mountaintop, man, is not what's going to keep you there. You know, that's kind of like, you know, the easy, that's how like people with a lot of money says it's really easy to make a lot of money. The hard part is to keep it. And that's true. It is not easy to make money. It is also not easy to keep it. You know, just like for me, losing weight, I've lost weight a bunch of times. The problem was keeping it off and not just going back to old habits and, you know, so it's focusing on the grind every day and doing it every day and just make it a part of life that allow it to continue. So no, I think that I think Devin's still a very, very good fighter. Just because, you know, I may say I think Tank is better doesn't mean that Devin's not an excellent fighter, because he's one of the top few fighters in the sport. Really, I had him in my pound for pound. And I honestly, man, I may put him back. If he beats Devin, if he beats Ryan, he's definitely going back in my pound for pound list. He's barely off it, to tell you the truth. Really. Because I just think he was thrown off. I think he was thrown off. I think that was his first. I think Bill was thrown off. And I think that Devin was thrown off. Like, as far as how the fight went down and not having the left hooks and all of that, bro, sometimes you just freeze under the lights. Sometimes you just freeze under the lights and you don't perform. Sometimes it just happens, man. I think that may be a day it just happened to him. It's a lot of pressure. The tickets weren't selling well. He's on a net profit deal. And I'm assuming that Bill didn't catch the net profit. I mean, there really is a potential that they just gave him the net profit. And they're like, if you want this fight, man, net profit. Because his pay-per-view numbers are so bad. There's a potential for that. If that was what happened, instead of, kind of like, just not knowing what you're doing, then you have a situation where you can look at it a little bit differently for Devin. And then so going into the fight, Devin's head's not quite right, man, because these guys they got a lot of overhead. They have to have a lot of overhead. And Devin works hard, man. Like, he's doing those little weed commercials on internet, on Instagram. He's like selling and he's doing different little product deals. He's on his hustle. He's on his grind trying to make money. And I've never really believed the money that they've said he's been making. I just think they got a little just on that. And then after you take all the taxes, but then you also got to pay these YouTube dudes. And I don't care, man. I'm just going to assume he does. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I may have misunderstood what I was told. All the things necessary to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm not really trying to kick Devin beyond where it needs to be kicked to. Not going to kick him past where it needs to be kicked to. Sean, I think he's a very good fighter. I think he's a very good fighter. I think he's a top-notch fighter, and I think he'll be fine in the boxing ring. I really do. Because he's been raised fighting. You don't get to be a world champion. You can't beat George Kambosos. As much as I don't think George Kambosos is the best fighter in the world, I have enough respect for George Kambosos to know you ain't beating George Kambosos unless you're a world-class fighter. And now he's had these experiences. I really think that he's a young guy, man. Like, what is he, 27? Still a young dude. Lessons to be learned, improvements to be made, fate to be had, blessings to be coming to him. He's really running a streak of everything going his way. And whenever you're on those kind of streaks, it's inevitable that you kind of, and then you got to, you take a little dip. But, I'm really not indicting that camp like to that extent. I think that they'll be fine. Because they're intelligent. And if they make the adjustments they need to make in the ring and outside the ring, they'll be fine. And I'm praying for them. I want it for them too. I really want them to be successful. At the same time, though, I am going to tell you guys what I see. And I ain't got no horse in the race when it comes to stuff like this. Really, I don't. Gervonta Davis is really just a man because he really is just a man. Just what it is. It's not something that you guys like, oh, you love him so much. You love him. Nah. I do love seeing him fight, though. I ain't gonna lie. That little bastard boy, I don't mean to call him bastard. I'm sorry. That little dude, throw them hands, man. That little dude can throw them hands. Sunchild, thank you, brother. And phenomenal. So I'm tired of people. You tried telling people about Bud and his affinity for corrupt dudes in boxing. Shit is weird. Talking about the possible, Kinahan Turkey connection. Oh, thank you for the $30 holler. Also, the fact that they are considered the fact that this is considered a stay busy fight for Tank says a lot. Yeah, a world champion as you're right, phenomenal. So let me cook on that for a second. I'm not gonna I'm gonna go slow on super chats, bro, because that's what I'm reading. I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm about to cut some of y'all's access off to the kid. I'm about to start cutting some of y'all's access off to the kid. Hey, thank you so much, Barbara D in the building. Oh, huge, by the way, Mr. Pragmatic. Thank you so much for your sponsorship, and that prize that was reserved for you is on your way, Mr. Pragmatic. Can we get a round of applause for Mr. Pragmatic with the $400 holler? Yesterday. He did it yesterday, but I gotta give him his credit, bro. I can't put it up because it says what it was for, and that's between me and him. However, just know he's contributed to the cause. And I can't mail these people's. Fuck. Ooh, make sure I didn't mess my computer up. Sorry about that. Hold on. All right. Okay, I'm good. I got to get this glove. Hold on one second. All right, so Tommy Hearns glove, man. We're trying to bid out this Tommy Hearns glove on Super Chat Thursday. I forgot about that. Usually around $100 will get you this autographed Tommy Hearns glove, and it can be sent to you. And by the way, the shipping's like $30. So it's definitely a good point to start it if that's where y'all want to start at. But yeah, let me tell you what my guy is talking about. What Phenomenal Show is talking about. I gotta how can I do this? Kind of want to get my face out of that orange. All right, I'll sit up. All right. So this is what happened, man. Terrence Crawford filed the extension. Kamal, you there? Kamal, are you there? Kamal, you'll like this, Kamal. You'll like this, Kamal. I was the first person to notice this. I'll brag about myself on this one. Oh, hey, man. Hey, thank you, brother. Oh, Mr. Pragmatic said more support. Thank you, Mr. Pragmatic. That's huge, brother. Thank you so much, Mr. Pragmatic. Thank you, sir. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. Terrence Crawford's lawyer that filed the extension for the negotiations with Fundora, he used to work for Top Rank. And he was the lawyer that worked on the partnership between Top Rank and Daniel Kinahan. Daniel Kinahan has a reputation for being one of the most notorious suspected criminals in the world. He's like I think he's in the top 10 most wanted in the world. Like he's one of the top 10 most wanted men in the world. Right? So like you really can't touch him. But he's very, very like literally you go to jail for touching him. Man, like it says hot, that's hot. So is it this hot as it gets? So Daniel Kinahan, is alleged to have connections with a promotional manager, a managerial outfit called MTK Global. Now, MTK Global, if you remember, is who Tyson Fury used to be managed by. Used to manage like dang near, man, look like 90% of British fighters, big name British fighters were managed by MTK Global or had some type of connection to MTK Global. So MTK Global was a really big player. But and here's the thing. Your boy, me, and I'm going to say it was me because I told you, I got so much pressure in from Europe for this too. I got a lot of pressure out of Europe personally for this. So I said, because I knew it to be true after the Tyson Fury fight with Deontay Wilder. And remember, Tyson Fury is managed basically by Daniel Kinahan. Tyson Fury is a Daniel Kinahan fighter. Like, he can fight through the promotional company. This is the rumor. He can fight through whoever he wants to fight through. Like Frank Warren, Bob Arum, it doesn't matter. The guy that really backs him is Daniel Kinahan, which I said, dude, there's going to be a lot of problems because of the connections between Tyson Fury and Daniel Kinahan. And I told him the United States, the U.S., the feds are going to get involved. Man, I had Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade laughed at me. He was like, man, what are you talking about? He literally sent me a note to laugh at me about what I said. And I was like, all right, I'll remember it. I was like, okay, remember I said that. Remember I said that. So some time went on. What happened? The U.S. government puts out a $5 million reward on any information about him. And basically, MTK Global has to go out of business. They completely shut down. Then the rumors are coming out of Europe. This is the rumors coming out of Europe that Daniel Kinahan was still involved, right? And there's a new company that started called Probellum. And many of the fighters that were with MTK Global, this is my understanding of what news is coming out of Europe, is that many of the fighters for MTK Global moved to Probellum. So they believe that Probellum, many people suspect that Probellum was really just MTK Global, just reformed so that there really wouldn't be the connection with Daniel Kinahan. So they're saying that Probellum is really MTK Global and MTK Global is really Daniel Kinahan. That is a big issue throughout the world. I'm telling you, it's huge. So, because that is the epitome of being accused of organized crime. That's what the issue is. And I'm not saying that Daniel Kinahan is guilty of this. I'm not saying that. I know people that know Daniel Kinahan. So some people speak very highly of him. And they say, oh, this is not true. So let me put that out there and be very respectful, right? Because like I said, I do not know. I'm just telling you what I see in the newspapers that I read. So Daniel Kinahan, MTK Global, Probellum. Remember, Top Rank had to back off Daniel Kinahan. Bob Arum was like, hey, man, I'm not doing any business with Daniel Kinahan. I met him for like 10 minutes. Yeah, we had a little partnership we were working on, but as soon as I found out that, I was done. That's what Bob Arum says, right? Now, let's get to this filing by the IBF with this lawyer's name on it. That lawyer left Bob Arum. He was responsible for the partnership between Bob Arum and Daniel Kinahan. There are literally pictures of Bob Arum with Daniel Kinahan, I do believe. Definitely invites and things connecting him to him that Bob Arum backed off of quick. As soon as that shit popped off with the feds, Bob was like, and he got up out of Dodge. So the lawyer that was working with him, though, went to work for Probellum. Let me tell you, the lawyer that was working with Bob Arum that partnered with Daniel Kinahan went to work for an organization that people believe is Daniel Kinahan. And that's the lawyer that Bud has. How would Bud get that lawyer? Bud is signed to who? Turkey. Why would, if Bud is with Turkey, why is Bud's lawyer with something associated with Daniel Kinahan? Remember, Daniel Kinahan is accused of being an arms dealer in the Middle East. And Turkey is in the Middle East. United Arab Emirates. Bro, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, like I told y'all the first time. Man, if you think that U.S. district, that U.S. attorney, the one that got Puffy, You don't think his boys saw that? You don't think he saw that shit? Show your ass up to New York. with that black bald-headed dude with the glasses. What's his name? Darian Williams? Dude, Darian Williams will flip y'all on y'all back. He'll put y'all on y'all back. Man, he will snatch y'all asses up out your house. Okay? Hey. Knock, knock, knock. Y'all better watch y'all head. Boy, I saw that name. I was like, okay. I don't know if any of that's true either. I'm just telling you, I pay attention to politics of boxing, man. That's a lot of money they pouring over there for Eminem. That's a lot of money they're spending on them movies that they're doing. That's a lot of money getting spent. Why are you doing full movie production movies? Who got paid for this? Y'all don't understand how lawyers think. You don't understand how lawyers think. I'm telling you how U.S. attorneys think. Just telling you. That shit's going to have them through your house. I'm telling you. That shit'll have them in your living room, homie. That shit'll have them in your living room. I don't mean figuratively in your living room. I mean literally in your living room. Mr. Smith, I need you to come with me. We've seen some funny purchases here. We got some purchases here. I need for you to explain to me. And guess what? They won't do that shit for 3 years. Your ass, it'll be 3 years from now. You be retired. Your ass walking out the house like this. Fucking around. Okay, I told y'all about Puffy. Dude, I told these mayors about mayors, bro. I knew about Kwame. Dude, I knew about Kwame Brown before Kwame Brown knew about Kwame Brown. Yeah, I know Kwame. I also know every mayor up that 55 corridor, bro. See, who was that? That was Clinton? No, who was that? Barack. No, it wasn't Barack. It was Bush. Bush, let me tell you what Bush did. George Bush, I'm pretty sure it was George Bush. His attorney general literally prosecuted every mayor from Canada down to Florida, down all the way to Louisiana in a straight line. Every mayor got indicted. Every black mayor straight down the middle of the United States got indicted. One after the other after the other. It was the dude in New Orleans, then it was the dude in Jackson, then it was the dude in Detroit, then there was a couple in Chicago. I was like, man, y'all tripping. Y'all don't see that pattern? You don't see these guys putting all that stuff up out there in New York and y'all fighting where? In LA and California. Oh. And Devin out here suing people, snitching. And Devin out here snitching. Boy, y'all better watch out. Hey, and I don't know none of this to be true. But y'all know damn well my crazy ass told y'all that them feds was going to go after y'all. Was going to go after them dudes. I told you. It don't make no sense. Bro, you know what they about to do to Jay-Z? This girl, what's her name, Wright, is trying to get Jay-Z done. Boy, they about to get Jay-Z and Beyonce. They about to get Jay-Z and Beyonce. You think they not about to get y'all asses? I'm telling you, them dudes about to make careers, man. Careers. And Kamala? Ooh, y'all better hope Kamala don't get in that goddamn White House. Ooh, you better hope Trump wins. Y'all better hope Trump wins. Oh, you know she's prosecuting happy. You know she's going to try to put everybody in the jail. All y'all. All of them. A black woman as president, who's a prosecutor, who don't like y'all because y'all been calling her white. Y'all better watch y'all ass in 2025, man. I'm telling you, dude, that's why I got to be straight and narrow, bro. I got to live by the law, bro. You better be careful, man. Don't be too connected now. Don't be too connected now. 2 cents said Haney fans coming with alternative facts. It's not the money. That's the issue, in my opinion. It's about the battery and the speculation that Ryan cheated on purpose. There's no accountability for that loss. Man, let me tell you, 2 cents. They are grieving. They're in denial. Dude, these dudes did not see that Devin could lose a boxing match. I'm telling you, they don't see that Devin could lose a boxing match. They didn't see it coming. They believe the things that they're being told, that Devin really is way better than Gervonta, and that Devin really did want all the smoke, and he was the one who was really fighting the competition. And Gervonta Davis was just taking exhibition fights and dudes that are straight garbage. And Ryan Garcia is one of those dudes that are garbage. So since Tank beat him, I mean, what's the big deal? Tank never fights anybody. You still hear him say it. Tank ain't never fought nobody. Tank ain't never fought nobody. Tank ain't never fought nobody. Even though Gervonta has fought some of the same people Devin fought, and one of the guys that Gervonta Davis beat up Devin. And then they got that excuse, and it could be a valid excuse, to suspect that maybe he didn't get whooped. That's a valid excuse to wonder whether or not it was all about that Ostarine. I don't besmirch people the right to believe that. But I will acknowledge, though, that it will mess your dome up when he gets beat up again. Because you guys think you know everything, and the fact of the matter is you don't. That's why I don't play in the lane of telling you all every time that I know exactly who's going to win every fight because of my 40 years of boxing super duper expertise. Bro, at the end of the day, it's a fight, man. I fought the guy, a same person, a bunch of times. And dude, sometimes was tougher than other times. You know what I mean? I fought a guy multiple times over the course of years. That shit was like, it adjusted. I whooped his ass every time, but he got better. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, he knew what was coming, and I gave him heart because he was a little racist Italian dude, but hey, he never backed down from fighting, no matter how many times he got whooped. But anyway, yeah, 2 cents. Banks the Boxing Fan says, hey, thank you, Banks the Boxing Fan. Thank you for that support. I appreciate you, man. It's important. It's needed. Thank you so much. Sean Curry said, Devin's price tag went down so much you can buy his shorts, belts, and gloves signed for under $120. Man, I need to go buy them. I'm gonna go get them. I need some autographs from Devin. Devin may come out as a star in this. It's time to buy. Because Devin may come out a star in all of this. The chances are extraordinarily remote, but, remote. But it can happen. He just got to fight Ryan. And the problem is that you guys have to call for him to fight Ryan because nobody's going to believe Devin if he don't fight Ryan. You guys don't believe Devin can beat Ryan. That's what the real deal is. That's why he's, let me get T.O. Boy, don't nobody want to see you fight T.O. Nobody want to see you fight T.O. Only person ever beat Ryan is Tank. That's it. All y'all got to beat Ryan. In my book, after what he did to Devin, Ryan's stock rises in my book as a fighter. The problem isn't that Devin really got knocked down. It's that Ryan's just a lot better than y'all said he was. And you better hope that Devin doesn't run into Lamont Roach and get his ass whooped. Let me repeat. You better hope that if Gervonta Davis beats Lamar Roach, then Lamar Roach don't fuck around and whoop somebody's ass that you like. Okay, just because he loses, if he loses to Tank, that don't mean he ain't a great fighter, man. That don't mean he ain't. But see, you guys won't give any credit to Gervonta at all. So you can't see any of that. You guys, do you ever think that you don't really give Devin? Yeah, like I'll give Devin something. I don't even have to give it. He earned it. Devin is an excellent fighter, man. Bro, y'all don't want to give some of these fighters nothing. You won't give Lamar Roach nothing. Nothing. Y'all disrespect Lamar Roach like, wow. Like he don't even exist in your mind. Like he's just a name on a piece of paper that means nothing. This dude is a reigning world champion. I'm like, man, this dude, every time I talk to a British dude, I talk about all rubbing their face how many American champions we have. Because that means we got the best fighters in the world. Because we got the most world champions. But y'all don't want Lamar Roach to count. But y'all don't want Lamar Roach to count for us because he's fighting another one of us. Man, these British dudes be taking any fight that gets handed to them. Shaughnessy O. Smith versus Paddy O'Reilly for the Intercontinental Rainbow Belt. They packing a house. Why? Because they want to see people get beat up. And no matter who Paddy O'Reilly is and Shaughnessy O. Schwarzenegger, bro, they about to punch each other in the face. These dudes about to get drunk and have a blast. But not y'all. Y'all dead sober on the internet, 8 o'clock in the morning, complaining about everything. Jeep Red Boy, what up, man? Thank you for that support, man. Appreciate you, man. Kamal Oz said 10 count for the legendary entertainer, John Amos. For sure. Pull out Bandit. Bud and Fedora is a good scrap. It is. Yeah, it is. I'll take that fight. I'll take that fight. I do not mind at all if Sebastian Fedora fights Terrence Crawford and not Errol Spence. I am perfectly fine if Sebastian Fedora fights Errol Spence and not Terrence Crawford. Even though truly the Terrence Crawford fight should take priority because Terrence Crawford is a reigning champion in the division. But I like either one of those fights because guess what? That means I got something to do that weekend. That means we got something to talk about in a positive way. You not top 10 most wanted, and it's not true. What is that? You not top 10 most wanted, and it's not true. What is that? Who's not top 10 most wanted? Who's the top 10 most wanted? I think if you're talking about Daniel Kinahan, I think Daniel Kinahan is top 10 most wanted. Let me see who the top 10. 10 most wanted fugitives. Wow, maybe he's not top 10. Okay, he's not top 10. What is this? This ain't really. No, that's FBI. That's America. No, I'm not talking about the FBI's most wanted list. International. World's most wanted international criminal. Who are the ICC's most wanted list? Vladimir Putin is number 1. Omar Bashir, Sudanese former president Omar Bashir is number 2. Joseph Kony, the Ugandan warlord, is number 3. Salif al-Salim Gaddafi, it's the son of Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi, they trying to get him up out of there. Now I can't. Where the rest? That's not all of them, is it? Well, that's only 5. 1, 2, 3. That's 5. They didn't give me all of them. I'll go look, but it's definitely one of the world's most wanted criminals. The number one dude is by the International Criminal Court, though, is Vladimir Putin. Omar Bashir. I think there's also they may be trying to get the oh boy. Anyway, though. All right, so that's it. I think I got everybody. Yeah. What's up, OPXID? All right, so I'll put links in the chat. I don't think I put a link in the chat yet. Oh, you said people were saying the stuff about Kenneth was not true. No, man. I mean, I know somebody that's good friends with Daniel Kinahan. I know somebody that's good friends with that considers himself to be good friends with Daniel Kinahan. And they're like, nah, man, it ain't all what they're saying it is. And I'm like, okay, I'll respect that, though. You know? I'll respect that, though. Like, for real. There are people who are accused of stuff. I think they busted him in. No, they didn't bust him in Dubai already. No, I don't think they busted Daniel Kinahan in Dubai. No, I'm pretty sure. He was arrested in 2010. An ally of his was jailed in February. As of March, no, he was in Dubai. No, he lives in Dubai. I can't lie, dog. That dude right there intrigues me. Because I rock with the Irish, man. I ain't gonna lie, dude. But this other Irish dude, I got some Irish friends, and they're like, nah, man. Like, dude, that dude is real rough. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, man, that's Ireland, man. You are more than welcome. Oh, that's not for me. Oh, for war. Okay, thank you, Kennedy. Oh, yeah, the International Criminal Court is for heads of state. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, I said, yeah, I knew it was the International Criminal Court, but yeah, but anyway, man, just research them. And that's just a chance where that's where that money could be coming from. Or he just, got the Saudi Arabia government to give the money. But at the same time, man, this dude is big time, man. Interpol. Okay, thank you, Ajay. But here's the link, man. Here's the links. What do I think about the Bivol fight coming up? I'm amped up about it. I'm really looking for it. He said he's safe in Dubai. That's where all the criminals go. Oh, I mean, look, man, I'm not going to call the dude a criminal because, like I said, I know somebody that knows him, and they said he's not that. So what can I do? I'm not like I mean, it doesn't matter, man. There's a lot of people. They got what's his name being a criminal. Not Chelsea Manning. What's the journalist name, man, from WikiLeaks? Julian Assange, man. Like Julian Assange, man. By the way, dude, Julian Assange is like a hero, man. Julian Assange is like a for real hero. He's not on Interpol, dude. But anyway, yeah, no, but dude, anyway, y'all know who he is. Just look him up. He's definitely one of the biggest dudes in the world. Definitely a major player. Major player. Thank God they freed that man. Julian Assange, yeah, man. Definitely. My hat goes off to Julian Assange. See, Julian Assange is an example of people saying that all right. So I'm going to get into a little bit of an MH Blackwell discussion for a second because nobody's clicking this link because y'all don't want that smoke. I don't want smoke, but I'll give you smoke because you guys are bums and you guys talk crazy. But I think I already did brush aside all your arguments pretty quickly. I think I did. I think I brushed them off pretty well. Who cares, number one, about whether or not somebody else tried to do some sucker shit in boxing? That doesn't justify Devin doing sucker shit. And the big problem in Houston with Roach, yeah, I just wanted to really talk about that because You guys don't know what you're talking about, man. Like, yeah, man, it's tough not to respond to YouTube channels. Now that I really don't feel any connection to anybody, just to the people on my own channel, it's harder for me not to make comments about things that I see that other people talk about. So I don't want to make it look like I'm hating on anybody in particular, because I'm really not. But it is big enough of a conversation where I feel like, I want to comment on it. You know what I mean? But not out of spite, but just out of, what the fuck are you thinking? Type of emotion. Like, I listened to the Sports Combat show the other day, Morning Combat. I really like how they handled that. I really liked how the Sports Combat handled that. Because truthfully, neither one of those guys knew jack shit about contracts. Even if they would have read it, they wouldn't have understood it. But they were very clear that they didn't understand it. And the only thing that they really did was react to the reaction that other people had. But the point of view that they gave was very solid. They were like, basically, Devin looked like a punk. And, these were white boys saying it. And I speak fluent white boy. They were just like, yeah, that's some hoe shit right there. Like, he's wasting his money. He's wasting his time. What the fuck is he doing? Plus, we don't really get why everybody hates Devin. Like, they were literally looking at each other like, why does everybody hate Devin? I don't even get this. Why does that? We don't understand why does everybody hate Devin. Well, let me tell you why. Because everybody listens to us and not your asses. That's how. That's the first thing I wanted to say to y'all Morning Combat people. Y'all don't move no thought. We do. You guys talk about boxing maybe once a month. We're on here talking about boxing 5 times a day. So the message is out there. Devin been faking and fronting for a long ass time. And his chickens came home to roost in the form of a left hook and a net profit payment. All right, yeah. All right, we good. Curly said, okay, the state.gov. Okay, hold on. I'll go there after a big punch. Oh, he's wanted by the DEA. Oh, he's wanted by the Drug Enforcement Agency. Hey, who does the DEA? What does the DEA do? What does the DEA do? What does the DEA do? And the State Department do? Big Punch. What up, Big Punch?
What up, dude? Hey, man, I just want to say 2 quick things. One, I know you looking out for Devin and everything, but
Who,
I just,
me?
well, you trying to
Oh,
go
I
big.
am. I'm looking out for Dev. I am looking out for Devin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you looking out for Dev. I see what it is. Like, you not trying to hate on him. You know he a good boxer. So but the thing is, he just not a better boxer than Ryan Garcia. And my $1,400 just tell me that. you know, that's all it's gonna tell me forever. Like, bro, you are not better than Ryan. And then the second thing is hey man, I really think you need to look at the episode of Candace Owens, episode 73 to 77, on that Kamala thing,
For what?
on that Kamala thing, like
That chick a fucking buffoon. Man, that lying ass broad. Candace Owens.
hey man,
Dude, Candace Owens lying her ass off. I read the birth certificate.
you read the Was it
Man, I
amended?
had the birth certificate. Everybody had the birth certificate, dude.
Was
I
it
don't want to
amended?
mop her. Dude, let me tell you something, man. Candace Owens can say whatever Candace Owens wants to say. Okay? The logic behind the fact that her father is not black is absolutely ridiculous. The man came to the United States specifically to join the Afro-American, basically the Afro-American political league at Cal Berkeley. That's why the dude decided to come to the United States, so he could be with black people at school. They were in the civil rights movement. And why he didn't go to Oxford. He said he was black, and that was in an interview because his dad was her dad is famous. Her dad is a famous economist coming out of Jamaica. And he was interviewed coming out of Jamaica about why he went to California instead of going where a lot of Jamaicans go, which is to Britain. So a lot of people don't know that.
Oh
If
no,
you look at most Jamaicans don't come to the United States. What they do is they wind up going to either Canada or they go to Britain.
yeah,
When
because
her
ain't her family members, didn't they go to Canada too?
dude, all Jamaicans go. Look, this is the pattern of Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaicans go because remember that is a British territory.
Uh-huh.
They typically, a lot of women are nurses, but they got those particular, they go to different places. They go to the UK, because again, that was a former British colony, Jamaica. So they have connections with the UK. So they'll go to UK. But a lot of times they'll also go to Canada. They'll go to Canada, but then they'll go to UK. And you look at all of them. Look at Lennox Lewis. Where did he come from? He's in Jamaica, Britain, and Canada. So what these dummies don't realize is that's the migration patterns of Jamaicans. So instead of doing the usual pattern, he decided not to go there, but to come specifically during the civil rights movement to work for black liberation because he was an economist.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he was known by Judge Joe Brown and all these people, man, in California. But Judge Joe Brown never even said that his dad didn't say he was black. Everybody knows Jamaicans, man. And we know the difference between when we say, okay, a Jamaican's not American, and some Jamaicans say that they're not black when they come to the United States. Dude, Jamaican doesn't mean black. It doesn't mean that it's black can't be Jamaican, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, she bringing up they genealogy. Like
Listen, I don't give a shit. I'm mixed. Fuck out of here. I'm mixed. My wife is mixed. So that means the genealogy means my kid ain't black. She need to shut the fuck up.
Hey.
Dude, she just selling shit. I like Candace Owens and some things she says. But the fact of the matter is, Kamala Harris, nobody in the 1963 is coming to is going to be born in the United States and start claiming they're black for their own benefit. 40 years later, the chick is fucking just making a stupid ass story up. Then anybody would know. Ain't nobody.
I'm with you on that because
but think about this. In 1963, the far-fetched story that she's saying is that Kamala Harris knew when she was born to start faking being black from the age of birth all the way up to now. She did all of that just to fake it so she could become president. You got to listen to the whole theory that they're laying out, not the particulars. We can argue, okay, was her father mixed? Is her this, that? We can do all of that. But in order for people to say Kamala started faking being black so she could be president, that means her mother has to fake being black. Or her mother had to start her faking being black in the 1963 and do it all the way to 2024. That's the conspiracy theory Candace Owens is laying out.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm with you on that. The thing is this: I don't go off of what people say. I'm going off the paperwork that she presenting
What's the
and
paperwork? What did the
the pa-
paperwork say?
birth certificates and
What
news
did it
art.
say? And what did it say?
And it said that basically her whole line on her father's side is Irish
No,
and
it didn't. No, it did not.
no, I'm telling you what it said on the paperwork that she
No, it did
she
not say that
presented.
on her birth certificate. No, it didn't.
No, I didn't say the birth certificate. I
I'm
said that
asking what the birth certificate said.
on whose birth certificate
You
because they
talking
didn't.
about genealogy tests from her parents? What's this? She's Irish.
Yeah,
Dude, my genealogy test says I'm Greek.
I'm saying what was on the birth
Bro,
certificate of her father.
first of all, her birth certificate does not say she's white. It doesn't say she's black. Her birth certificate says under ethnicity, he put his nationality because he chose not to put black. He chose to put his nationality. But the idea that because he said Jamaican means he's not black because there's white Jamaicans, that's illogical because it doesn't prove anything. The fact that he put Jamaican, we know there are black Jamaicans, white Jamaicans, and Chinese Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he put Jamaican doesn't mean he was saying he was Chinese, but it also doesn't mean that he's not Chinese. Just because he put Jamaican doesn't mean that he's white, but it also doesn't mean that he's not white. And just because it doesn't say black and it says Jamaican and there are white and Chinese Jamaicans doesn't mean that he's not black. Just like if I go to Ireland and they say, what is your race? And I put American. That doesn't mean I'm not black just because there's non-black Americans. That's a logical problem there.
Oh yeah, I get it. It's just like Elon Musk. You know, he was born in Africa, and we all know he not black. Like, so, like, I get that. You know, but she bringing up the parents. You know,
What's her
of
parents? Her
him.
one parent is Indian and the other is Jamaican. And
Nah, on her
I know the
father's
history,
side.
bro. Let me tell you
On
what
her
the history is. I'm going to
on her
tell you what the
father's
history
side.
is. Bro, I'm going to tell you what the history is. I know what it is. Her grandmother, her paternal grandmother is a black-skinned African-looking woman. That's what her grandmother looks like. Black. Not Kamala Harris's father's mother is black-skinned, like dark-skinned black, like
So
Keyshawn Davis. His mother is Keyshawn Davis black. His father was light-skinned, and it was believed. I actually read all of this. It was believed, not known, believed that he was descended from the Irish slave owner that owned people in that town he's from. Because he's very famous in that town of Jamaica. It's a small town. So his father just had a light-skinned, his father's not even mixed. His father just got a light-skinned father. His father was black and his mother was black. He's not mixed. He's like me. He had one parent that was probably majority non-black or could be considered that, like my mother. And then I got a dark-skinned father. So I'm more like his father. That's what her father is. Her father's like me. Got a mixed daddy and a black mama. I got a very mixed mama and a black daddy. It's the same thing. And then instead of me marrying a black woman, I would have married an Indian. It's the same thing.
okay, so I'm just gonna say this one thing that she showed and she proved is that Kamala had a book where she showed her grandmother and her in the book together. That black skinned lady
Yes,
that you're
the
talking
dark-skinned
about.
lady that looked like
Yeah,
she was too old.
yeah,
And her mother was supposed to have died. The grandmother was supposed to have died, right?
yeah, died before she was even
Okay,
born.
so does she know who that woman is?
She said it was the help, one of
Dude, the help,
the slaves
the
that they
slave.
had. Yeah, that they because she was saying that they used to be slave owners, and
Her
that was
father was a slave owner in 1960
the
in Jamaica.
grandfather. The grandfather.
No, not the grandfather wasn't a slave owner. The great
Yeah,
granddaddy was the slave owner. Slavery
yeah.
ended in 1865, bro. Slavery's been gone for a long time. It ended in Jamaica well before it happened in the United States.
And she said those were one of
Let me tell you, it is impossible for her grandfather to have been a slave owner.
Well,
Her grandfather would have lived in the 1930s. There's no slavery in the 1930s in Jamaica. They're talking about the guy in 1860s was Irish.
yeah, but she didn't. She just said she was a help. She never said she was a
Bro,
slave.
she's the aunt. She's either the aunt, because guess what? He is from there. He has family. But I even looked at her picture. Bro, that lady is old. That lady's like 60 years old, 65 years old. She's just black. But if you look at her face, she's like 65. That was when Kamala Harris was about, I think that was 1983. So Kamala Harris was somewhere around 24 years old there. Her father was only 48 at the time.
But at the time, that was her grandma.
Dude, at the time that picture was taken with the black lady and Kamala, her father was only 48 years old. That could easily be his mother. She was over 60. He's 48. She could have had him at like 18 years old. And only be 18 years older than a 48-year-old and be dark-skinned.
She found the death certificate. She said she was dead before Kamala was even born.
Bro, then you got to go ask Kamala who that is in the picture. And maybe she got the wrong death certificate. Kamala, dude, she is not an investigative reporter, bro. You can't take what she says straight face value. She's like Alex Jones. She's not real. She's doing internet searches. Bro, my wife, her family has known Kamala Harris and Kamala Harris' mother since she was a baby. They grew up in the same neighborhood in Oakland. Dude, she's been known by black people her family's been known by black people as black people since the 60s, bro. This is just a Republican attempt to smear her ahead of time of an election, man. This is what this is. She's very clearly black, bro. Very clearly black. I mean, and it's so offensive it's offensive that I have a kid that I am not black. If you tell me her father's not black because of the makeup he has, brother, I'm not black. And I'm deeply offended by anybody who would tell me I'm not black. Yeah, brother, man. I'm mixed. I'm telling you, brother, I am mixed.
I'm not doubting anything.
So why would dude, I'm black, bro, and nobody gets a vote, man. I'm black. My mama's black. You guys don't get votes on that. You can't tell this man who you ain't never met. You have never heard him outwardly say he's not black. It's just implied. Because he put Jamaican instead of black when Jamaicans say Jamaican.
Yeah, like I never heard him say that.
Honestly, bro, I can't do it, bro.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, like, hey, I don't know none of these people. Like, I can't say they black or they not black.
Do you know me? So do you know me?
Yeah, I would say somewhat.
Okay, so if somebody walked up and told you that I was not black because my grandfather was white and was not born in the United States, that means that I'm not black, bro. You think that you should be having discussions with me about whether or not I'm black? No. There you go. So her father's no different than me, bro. Her father got the same genetic makeup as me. Don't look no more black than me. Don't look no more white like than I do. That's it. Hair ain't no different. None of it. But for some reason, dude, all out of the blue, man, black people start revoking black cards during an election. I've never seen this many black people's cars revoked by black people. Jamaicans aren't black. Africans aren't black. Like, for real. There are foundational black Americans I've talked to that have argued to me that black people, that Africans are not black.
What?
Yes. That they're not black because they weren't born in the United States, and black means a black American. So therefore, if you are not born in the United States and both your parents were born in the United States, you don't count.
That's wild.
at all.
That's crazy.
Bro, it's extremely crazy. But anyway, y'all do what y'all want. I'm just telling you. Dude, ain't nobody really even believing this shit. But really, really conservative white people want to hear this. Her audience isn't black people, bro. Her audience is racist white people. So she's giving racist white people everything she can give racist white people. And I'm telling you, the reason she talks bad about Jewish people is because of racist white people. Because there's a lot of racist white people who can't stand Jewish people. And she panders to them, not us. This line that she's selling, that you guys are buying, is being sold to racist white people. And the idea that you can tell me that I'm not black only tells me that you know that race is a construct to begin with. And you decide to be like, oh, it's really a construct, so we can define it how we want. Whenever we want to define it differently for our own political purposes. I went to South Africa and I found out I wasn't black in 1998. I went to South Africa and I found out for the first time in my life I'm not black there.
Wow.
Does that mean I see? What did you say?
No, I said wow.
Yeah, I'm not black there because I'm biracial. Oh, hold on. Man, I forgot I had a wireless mic on, and I set it down. So anyway, look, in South Africa, I'm not black. I'm colored. Me and my wife were colored. So if we were there during apartheid, we would not have lived with the blacks. We would have lived with the colored. We would have lived with the Indians. We'd have lived with that black girl that said she was colored, and everybody in America got mad at her because she said she was colored. And everybody's like, you say you're not black. And she's like, I'm not black. But we don't understand what she meant. What she meant was in South Africa, I'm not considered black. I'm considered colored because I'm of a mixed race. I'm of a mixed race. But if I'm in the United States, then I am black. Mariah Carey says the same thing. When Mariah Carey was asked early in her career, and they said, what are you? And she says, I'm black. But she said, in America, I'm black. And he was like, what? She was like, yes, in America, I'm black. My father is a black man. And they did the same thing to her, acting like her father was really biracial, and he wasn't. He was descended from some Venezuelans, like that she had never even met. All she knew was that he had a little Venezuelan in him. Other than that, he's just a black dude from Brooklyn or from the Bronx or wherever he was from. Rest in peace. But they did the same thing with her. She's not black, even though she's of a black American father. They just said, oh, well, you're descended from a Venezuelan, so he's really not black.
Wow.
Bro, everybody's mixed, man. And they're playing a game, man. I'm telling you, with this thing with Kamala. It's okay not to vote for Kamala if you don't like her policies. But this is ad hominem attacks, man. This is ad hominem attacks, bro. Personal attacks on this lady. And it doesn't even matter if she's black or not, really, because you don't like her policies. Some people don't like her policies. Some people may, I don't.
Yeah,
but I'm amazed at how many people all of a sudden are listening to Candace Owens.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been listening to her for a long time. I have listened to her. It's only one thing I don't agree with her on, honestly.
Bro, Candace Owens is not real, bro. She's not real, dude. She's out of them think tanks, man. She is an ultra-conservative Christian mouthpiece. That's what she is. She's trained in journalism. She's not like some organically grown person. She's nothing but Project 2025. That's all she is. I'm telling you guys, don't treat these people like they're real. She ain't real. And none of her argument is for black people. All of her argument is for white people. She's not trying to appeal to you. She's trying to appeal to white people by being the black person that's going to tear down all the black people. And now you have these new conservative black people who are literally pit bulls on what they consider to be liberal black people. They're serving as attack dogs. And you people keep thinking these guys are organically grown and they're real. They're not. They're not any more real than them two fat ladies who were down with Trump before.
Mm.
Don't get led down the fucking, don't let astray, bro. We all none of us is white
I
at the
feel
end of
you
the
on
day.
that.
You know what I'm saying? None of us is white. So anyway, man, this way, it is what it is. But I respect your
Yeah.
opinion. I really do.
Oh yeah. No, like this is. I'm not. That's not really my opinion. I was just saying. Watch her show or whatever. But
Yeah, I watch her a little bit, man. But she, like, when she started going off on things like, dude, she's spreading this stuff about Michelle Obama not being a man. I mean, being a man. Like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, I
Dude,
kind
that's
of
like,
feel you that Alex Jones stuff. Like
no, dude,
she
look,
do.
you got people, just think about this, man. Kamala Harris is not somebody that just popped out the fucking woodwork. Kamala Harris had been in the black community for a very long time and had been known within the black community for a very long time, bro. Really. From being an AKA to being a prosecutor she's been black the entire time. She may have went and talked, just kind of like Shakur says, they'd be like, hey, man, we really need to get the Indian base. So you're Indian and you know the culture. So, hey, and so she goes like around her cousins, people she feels are like cousins. And what's the difference between a black dude that's mixed going to walk and talk to a bunch of white people? That dude that's running for Senate out of Texas, he's mixed and he's all around white people because they can relate to him because he's a very light-skinned black person. But anyway, that's just my take.
Nah, I get you. I get you. Like, but yeah, I just wanted to drop those two things. I ain't mean to get you off on, off
No, it's cool. I don't
topic
mind
like
talking
that.
about it, man, because, you click the link. These people, none of these dudes want to talk about the subject matter, which is this absolutely fucking ridiculous shit with Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. That's,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just defending, and I'm telling you, man, I'm just telling you, man, like, for people that have never been around people like this and don't really know, because it's a small minority, it really is a small minority of black people, if you think about it. People that are like Kamala and people that really can, and not even Kamala, because Kamala black, she black walking around. You'll see her. Be like, and in the way she speaks, I mean, you'd have to give me her paperwork for me to not think she's black. But there are really people who walk around every day, man, that really you don't know are. And they go through a lot of stuff, man. And these dudes, they're legitimately black people who do really good things for the community, who've always been a member of the community. But as soon as they leave a group of people that they don't know and go into another community, all of a sudden, they are viewed in ways, man, that it's not fair. It's just not fair. I mean, to people that really contribute. And you see people like, if you go through history, you see guys like Marcus Garvey. The idea that Marcus Garvey is not black to me is bananas. Because I guarantee if you see Marcus Garvey's birth certificate, it's just going to say Jamaican. And this dude is literally one of the biggest, the most successful movement organized by black people in the history of the United States of America, or Granite Grove movement, was by a Jamaican, Marcus Garvey. And these people will tell you that Marcus Garvey is not black.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? If you understood how many Caribbeans are responsible for a lot of the history being revealed in the United States, in New York, because of their work. Dude, these people, Dr. Ben Yakiman, dude, he wasn't born in America. I do believe he's from the Caribbean, but I think he's originally from Africa. Many of the scholars that really did help liberate the minds of black people are Caribbean and African. These people are relying upon like the teachings of Kwame and Nkrumah, and then turn around and be like, well, he's not really black because he wasn't born in the United States. You completely undervalue the importance of neocolonialism and our understanding of our own suffering within our own communities based off the models that were used on the Kenyans. And how that enlightened an entire movement in the United States, like Kwame Ture and Black Power. A lot of that stuff was coming out of Africa and coming out of the Caribbean. We're this diaspora people, and it comes from people that look completely white and people that are jet black, people in the middle. people that you think are Latino. Now, if you talk about like in the continental United States and jobs in the United States, I understand having a nationalistic viewpoint of our jobs, of our educational system, and the fact that we are from this land. But that doesn't isolate us in any real way other than that from the rest of the diaspora and from the rest of the non-Black people that have suffered under the same system. I just think that there are a lot of very uneducated people, man, and people that are really poverty pimping, because these buzzwords sell videos, they get people to listen to you.
Yeah, and they got content and platforms, like, so they really,
Look, man. Phenomenal Show. I don't think you disagree with me, Phenomenal Show. I don't think you disagree with me. In the United States, the benefit of the labor in the United States, monies in the United States from the United States government and American resources, jobs, and economy should be focused first and foremost on Black Americans, not people coming from other places here, working as doctors, working as lawyers, coming in and filling. Absolutely. First priority of the people that are from here. But I'm not going to eliminate consideration of their impact of people outside the United States. The liberation movement in Africa absolutely trickled down in many ways into the independence, into the civil rights movement. Those things did not exist. They didn't exist in vacuums. But that's why I would say, yeah, I love the concept of foundational Black American. But foundational Black American, the words, I'm not talking about the meaning somebody else gives to it, but the meaning of it. Yes, absolutely. We are the only people we're not even from anywhere else. Like Black Americans, we're not from anywhere else. We're from here. We're from here.
With that.
That's where we're from. We're not from Africa. We're not from Greece. We're not from South America. We're not from Jamaica. We're from here. This is us. We are indigenous to the land. Right. When you don't have anywhere that your people directly came from, where did my people directly come from? Philadelphia and Kentucky. Where did their parents come from? Same places.
Yep.
I can't tell you the name of anybody that came from Africa. We don't know. We know one person that was alive maybe 80 years ago. Like 80. Yeah, that was alive like 75, that died like 70 years ago. We know one that died like 70 years ago as an old lady. That's it. We're indigenous to the land. So I do believe that we are indigenous to the land. I believe we've been here before the founding of America. I absolutely believe all of that stuff that people talk about with the new education and the new way that we view ourselves. I just don't want to limit the contributions of other people in the areas and the places that they're from. And the idea that Black people are not in some way all really people that are obviously descended and connected to the slave trade, either directly or indirectly through their being there when others came, that is a common experience, and it has common things through the Caribbean, through South America, through North America, through Africa, through Asia, everywhere, because we've been I understand all of that, which is why I'm so much more inclusionary when it comes to talking about who Black people are. I don't believe in being restrictive in that, because we don't want to be a minority. We want to be a majority. So it doesn't help us trying to be a global majority if what we do is we accept an argument that we keep allowing ourselves to be chopped up into more pieces. Because, she's not Black enough for me, so she can't speak for us. That's a tool of the oppressor, bro.
Dang.
That's a tool of the oppressor that will convince a people that are divided to divide themselves even more. No, man, I'm looking for anybody Black to throw them in the bucket. We need more votes. We need more constructive people. We need a different culture than what's been sold to us. I'm not turning away any scholars from Jamaica, even though I do say, hey, look, man, We got scholars in the United States, man. I'm not turning them. I'm not. Because I know they know too much and they're too valuable. No, to the movement, to us, dude, you can talk, dude, you look, man. Look, half of Black America don't want to be black. Half y'all listening to me that are black don't want to be black.
Dang.
Don't tell me you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't act like you act.
Dang.
I'm telling you. People, I never, Big Punch, when did you start hearing that being black, as a black person, that being black was something that everybody else in the world was really trying to be? Really trying to be. I'm not talking about dance like us or crack jokes. I'm talking about, or like Michael Jordan. How many white people you really think want to trade places with us? Asian people you really think want to trade places with us? None. So that's my part. I don't get why all of a sudden we got this new group of black people thinking everybody wants to be us. I think you're paying attention to the news too much. I think you're watching too much Drake and watching kids dance to Drake. And you think that because they're dancing to Drake, and they do, all of them. No, they do not. Go ask them. Ain't nobody rushing to be black, bro.
Yeah, I think it's just like somebody had told me before. They like, you know, when people see something that they want from you, or they see you with a nice car, or see you with some nice clothes, it's just the fact that they want that. So when they see our talents, they just want the talent. They don't necessarily want to be us.
Dude, if they want to be like black people, they'll outgrow that by the age of 30.
Yeah.
That would be a childhood phase. Man, y'all go live in, hey man, if y'all want to live in that la la land, y'all keep living in that la la land, bro. That's la la land shit right there. If you think everybody in black, everybody's trying to be black. No, bro. Half of your celebrities don't want to be black. They spending all their time trying to connect with white people. Yeah. Trying to impress white people. But they're trying to cross over. You know what crossover means, right?
Yeah.
It means leave your community. Mm-hmm. That's the entire goal of black celebrities, is to cross over. And that means to leave your group. That's all of their goals. Jay-Z's goal was to cross over. Be big and black and leave. Puffy's goal. All of hip-hop in New York's goal was to leave. All of them. No, I'm telling you, the whole thing is to cross over. We want our music accepted and bought by them. And then they started hiring. Oh, come on, man. It ain't it. Whatever, man. Like I said, I definitely rock with the idea of a lot of people that talk about foundational black Americans, and I understand exactly where you're coming from. Yeah. But I'm just telling you, bro, there's a very little chance that people are really, truly trying to be black. You know what I mean? Because it's not, no. And if they are really trying to be black, then what are we complaining about? If everybody really wants to be us, young man, then why are you complaining about being who you are? How you can't claim that everybody wants to be you and you're mistreated at the same time, because that would mean you think everybody wants to be mistreated.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's crazy, but
hey, I'm calling out Rick. Hey, Rick Timms, bro. I need for you to come up here, bro, so I can make you so I can make sure you never repeat that again, Rick Timms. Bro, that is not an argument, Rick Timms. It's not an argument, man. It doesn't matter whether or not her daddy whether or not there are white and black Jamaicans. Just because he put Jamaican there doesn't mean that he was any of those. Anyway, but that's me. All right, bro. Thank you, Big Punch. Thanks for rapping with me, man.
Oh, no problem.
All right, bro.
Good one, man.
Yeah, man. You get back. All right, there's the link, man. Oh, did he misspell traitor? Ringside said Chris Rock Chris Rock illustrated it eloquently on his show. Everybody wants to be a ninja, but nobody wants to be a ninja. They wouldn't trade places with me and I'm rich. Of course. I mean, I find the whole idea that Kamala Harris is trying to pretend to be black for her own benefit is absolutely ridiculous. Because I don't believe there's a black privilege anywhere on this planet. Y'all don't believe in white privilege, but you believe in black privilege. That's what Candace Owens is saying. Candace Owens believes in black privilege. She doesn't believe in white privilege. Anyway, there's the link, bro. LeVar said 90% of the people on here saying she's not black don't vote anywhere. They just talking shit. Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous, bro. You guys are getting suckered, man. You guys are getting paid a net profit. You guys are getting paid a net profit. What they're telling you ain't worth shit. Okay? Let me put it that way so you don't understand what I mean. Nah, bro, I'm going to defend the black woman even though y'all don't want to. Even though you don't like that she's not quite black enough. When I really think a lot of the problem that y'all have with her is she's a woman. Some of y'all got a problem because she's a woman. Man, I'm telling y'all ain't going to get me off that square, bro. Hey, y'all act like y'all don't like black women. Matter of fact, how many of y'all that say she ain't black actually like black women? Because you know Candace Owens don't like black women. She think they a bunch of hoochies. She thinks they a bunch of hoochies. Yeah, I got you. She ain't black. Got you, JB Hall. And hey, you're not black either. JB Hall, I decided that you're not black. I need to see your birth certificate, dude. I got to block you because you're not black. Let me block you because you're not black. Go away. You're not black, JB Hall. Anybody else that want to talk to me that ain't black? Say some stupid shit to me and I'm going to treat you like you're not black and put you out because you didn't prove to me with your birth certificate. Hey, dog, show me your birth certificate before you start talking to me about being black, bro. I need your black ID. We need a black. Ooh. That's what you should do. We should create a foundational Black American birth certificate and allow Tariq Nasheed and Umar Johnson to decide exactly the lineage of every black person in America and give them that ID card. And the only thing that you need to do is pay $10 for that ID card, and you will be certified foundational Black American. Have they done that yet? Have they done that yet? Have they done that test? They hate the fact that she's a woman, point blank, period. Yeah, some don't like her. She's a woman. She's a woman. I know. Anyway, there's that link, man. Devin ain't black. He's just suing. Now, Devin ain't black. Bill ain't black. Ooh, Bill ain't black. Kamala is married to a Zionist Jew. Says a lot about her. First of all, Planet 169. Every black person in Congress is married to a Zionist Jew. Every black elected official at the federal level is in some way married to a Zionist Jew. They all are, man. What? Shit. They all married to him. They may not be having sex or live in the same house, but you better believe they are married like a mug. Because, bro, if that divorce, they're going to lose their career. Israel Arias said, pass that woman on the street and you wouldn't mistake her for anything but a black woman. I have exactly. Don't do that to our. I'm just telling you. No, the men too. Dude, they're all Zionists, bro. Every black congressman, every all of them are Zionists, man. All of them believe that the Jewish people, that is their homeland. All of them believe that. They signed papers to agree that they agree them. They all are. What you think Kamala is different? Barack Obama is a Zionist. Matter of fact, they're all Zionists. All of them. Kamala is not just married to a Zionist. Kamala is an actual Zionist. Barack Obama isn't married to a Zionist. He is a Zionist. Jesse Jackson is a Zionist. All of them, your local mayor is a Zionist. They're all Zionists. Everyone.
Yeah, Fanan.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
hear? Hey, have you ever? I took a trip to Mexico, down to Acapulco. There's a city, like a town called Costa Chica. I don't know if you're familiar with that area.
No.
Okay, well, when I went there, because usually in Mexico they'll say that there's no black people from Mexico, right?
There's a
So
lot of black people in Mexico.
well, okay,
There's
well,
a lot of black people in Mexico.
I went to this place and it's historical. You could even Google it, and there was a lot of African American people there, which I
Bro,
found.
I hate to break this to you, but there was a lot of Africans in Mexico before the Spanish got there.
Yeah, there was the Olmec, right? The
Dude,
Olmec.
all up through there.
Oh, okay.
The Aztecs, the Incas, all of that.
But were the Incas, were they black? The Incas?
Bro, every human being on planet Earth
Okay.
came from the cradle of civilization. And yes, let me put it this way, the native people to Mexico are short, broad-nosed, and very dark-skinned. The Mexicans that are light-skinned are Spanish. When the conquistadors came, and the conquistadors took over what they called Mexico. That's why you speak Spanish. Spanish is in Spain. You were colonized. Mexico was colonized by Spain. Just like Brazil was colonized by Portugal.
Okay. Well,
so you're colonized. You guys were colonized by Europeans. And that's why you speak a European language. And the people that were originally there were dark-skinned, with broad noses and curly hair. That's why a lot of Mexicans are so black. You know that there are a lot of Mexicans that are very, very dark-skinned, right? Like Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, I've seen them. When I went to the state of Guerrero, there's a lot of Mexicans that are really, really dark-skinned.
That's the default. That's the default condition of the human being.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, well, I found.
Do you know what I mean by that being the default condition of the human being?
Not really.
Okay, so the default human being is dark.
Okay.
Dark-skinned. Because that's where human beings started from. Humans started on the equator in what is called now Africa. So all human beings started with melanin in their skin, a lot of it, because that's where they're from, dark. Okay, right? But then people move different places. And over a course of, who knows, millions of years, hundreds of thousands of years, because people were slightly more south and people went north, and the people from north then later on combined with the people who had went south, and we got all kind of different colors of human being. But the default color of a human being is dark brown.
Well, I've just seen, what about the pictures you see of Native Americans? They are
dark.
No?
Dark.
It's what?
They're dark.
Right. But their features don't look black, do they?
All features look African.
Oh, okay.
Well, let me explain to you. Let me explain that. Okay. All right. So you know the features of old mummies.
Yeah, the mummies.
How people say that they have European features because they're thin noses and thin faces, right?
Right.
Think about it this way. If the people were there first, it's not that those Africans have European features. It's that the Europeans have African features. There's just more than one African feature. So you have Africans, specifically the Ethiopians, Sudanese. They have long, thin noses, thin faces, and straighter black hair. You also have Southern Indians who literally moved there from Africa, who have very black skin and dead straight black hair. Wow. Not all Africans had curly hair. There are dark-skinned black people with dead straight hair. So that's why you see people in Australia who are black skinned, what they call Aborigines, who are black skinned but have straighter hair. Not every black person has tightly coiled hair. Not all Africans had that. There's multiple types and multiple different types of genealogical types of people. What we in the West, people in the West think is that all black people look like what you think Nigerians look like. That's just one type.
Well, in my case, I'm multiracial. You know.
What's your two racials?
Black, and my grandfather was European, and I'm from a Latin country. You know what I mean? So
Hold on. Your father was black?
No, my dad was half and half, white and Latino.
What type of? It's not white and Latino. What was he in Latino? They're black Latinos.
Well, my grandfather was from Europe. You know,
doesn't matter as blacks from Europe too.
Well, he looked.
I'm saying, dude, what did he look like? Dark or white skin?
No, he looked white with colored eyes.
Okay, so you're saying he's white?
Yeah, from Europe.
Okay, so your grandfather was white?
Right.
And your grandmother was what?
No, he married my grandmother, and she was Latino.
What type of Latino?
I guess a light-skinned Latino.
Oh, there are Latinos that are black. You keep saying she's Latino, but dude, Rigondeaux is Latino.
Right.
Rigondeaux's black. Erislandy Lara is Latino, but he's black. I would suspect that there's probably 100 million black Latinos. There's probably more black Latinos than there are black Americans.
Okay.
It's called Brazil. The Brazilians, I believe, are Latinos too, even though they speak Portuguese, because that's a Latin language. And there's more blacks in Brazil than there are in the United States. So I don't know what you are based off you saying that your parents are Latino.
Well, I mean, most Latinos are mixed, are they?
Not Latino is not a race, bro. It's just a Spanish-speaking language. Latino. You speak a Latin language. Mexicans are Latino. Puerto Ricans are Latino. Cubans are Latinos. Venezuelans are Latinos. And they're Latinos because they speak Latin.
Okay.
Base language, Spanish.
Right.
But they are definitely black people. Pele is a Latino, but he's definitely black.
Right. I got that. I got that part.
So I don't know what you are by saying you're Latino. Well, just like you don't know what I am if I say I'm Jamaican. And you don't know what I am if I say I'm American.
Right. I don't know. I guess my
dude, you're confused. Where were you born?
Well, my family comes from Mexico, but my
I can't tell you what you are. What's your point?
Well, no. I really want.
I want to get to the point though. You want to have you have a point here somewhere.
No. The point was I just wanted to know if you knew anything about that town in Mexico called Costa Chica, because it's an historical town. That's the reason I called. I just wanted.
Hey, you ever notice this? You ever know you ever seen Eskimos?
Yeah.
You know Eskimos live way up north, right?
Right.
Do you know what color Eskimos are?
Are they white, yellow, white?
They're brown. No, they're brown. Eskimos are brown.
A light brown,
people.
Right?
No, they're not pale skinned. No, Eskimos are not pale skinned people. They are brown skinned people. If they get into the sun, they will turn very brown, just like Japanese people. Most Japanese people that you see that look white in the face, if you put them in the sun, they're going to turn 5 shades darker fast.
Wow. Well, that's a lot.
Chinese people too, Koreans too, Mexicans too. Pretty much everybody but Europeans will turn very dark very fast if you put them in the sun. So that just tells you that human beings' default state is to have to produce melanin in their skin. And it's worth more than just color in sun.
Right. Well, that's interesting. I got to do some more research on that. But thanks for the information. And with that, I'm out. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime, man. Have a great day. I'm not going to do these type of talks for a long time. Rick.
Yes, sir.
So I got a question for you.
Man, let's do it.
Hey, if somebody puts on my birth certificate and it says country of birth, and city of birth, and instead of Chicago, I put Illinois. That says it on my birth certificate. It doesn't say Chicago. It says Illinois. Where it should say the city, it says Illinois, the state. Does that mean that I am not from Chicago?
No.
Does it mean
that's just a typo. That's just a typo.
Well, no, just say whatever. I just put it there. So does that mean that I am from Chicago?
If that's where you were born.
No. I'm saying if you're looking at the piece of paper and you see that it says Illinois, that's all you know, is that where it says city, it says Illinois. You know Illinois is not a city. So you figure, okay, he's from the state of Illinois. So, but I can't tell where he's born. True?
True. Okay.
I don't know the city. I can tell the state that he was born in, but I can't tell the city. So, but that doesn't mean either way. It doesn't mean that doesn't tell you that I'm from Chicago, and it also doesn't tell you that I'm not from Chicago. It just doesn't tell you anything about the city I'm from. So when Kamala Harris's father put Jamaican under ethnicity, it's the same thing. Jamaica is not an ethnicity. Jamaica is a country. So since he said Jamaica, you can't tell that he's black, but also you can't tell that he's white. And you can't tell that he's Japanese. But that doesn't mean that he isn't Chinese, Japanese, black, Asian, or any of that. So to say that he is not black because it says Jamaican would be not true. You just don't know based off that. So it doesn't mean anything. So when Candace Owens says, see, it says she's not black, it says Jamaican. What she's doing is laying out a big ass fallacy in your face because it doesn't prove anything. Just because it doesn't say black doesn't mean that she's not black. That's all I wanted to say to you. Do you see my logic about the birth certificate?
Absolutely.
And you know that logic is sound. And you know that logic is sound with that birth certificate.
I'm not here to dispute birth certificate.
I'm wondering, where did you get those green eyes from? Where did you get those green eyes
from probably some white slave owner along the line. I mean,
you don't know anybody in your family directly in your family with green eyes?
Oh, my daddy, Richard Jr., he had them. Oh, so my grandmother, she had them. My grandmother, my daddy, yeah, they both had them.
What about past that?
But look, man.
So do we know if these people are black?
Check it out.
Do you got their birth certificates? I need to see them birth certificates because I just heard on YouTube that black people in the United States don't have green eyes. That's what I learned in school. They told me black people only have brown eyes. And if you see a black person with green eyes, that person is not black. That person is something else because black people don't have green eyes.
No, black people, we have everything. We
No,
have
we don't.
every tone of skin. We have every texture of hair. We have everything non-Africans do not have. You know, we can come out white and still be African. We can have blonde hair and still be African. We just
Oh, why
built
you not saying
differently.
black? Why you not saying black? Because I'm not African. I'm
No,
American.
well, you of African descent in America.
You sure about that? Because they're telling me I ain't black.
Well, look,
I've been
check it
told
out.
I'm not black, bro. I'm officially
Look,
not. I'm not black, bro. I've been kicked out the race by
well,
Candace
see,
Owens.
look. Candace Owens, Kamala Harris, Kamala Daddy. Look, man, when it comes to blackness, Kamala Harris is a black woman by default. Okay, let's do it like this.
By default,
Absolutely, she's black by default,
everybody's black
and
by
hear me
default.
out. I'm
All
finna
black
tell you
people are
why.
black by default.
No, I'm speaking strictly from the black experience, the black culture, the black way of life. And
Which way of life is that?
she listen,
Uh,
she
I'm
she
listening.
she 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 can't testify to any of them things I just mentioned.
What's
You
that?
see, the full-fledged black culture, the black way of life, the black experience.
What is that?
See, she has to fake it right now. When you fully grow up in a real full-fledged black lifestyle, you don't have to fake it and pander to try to get black votes. You just be your authentic self. Not one black woman listening to my voice can say she, her mother, or her grandmother washed them damn collard greens in the bathtub. Not one.
So nobody can tell you that they seen collard greens washed in a tub.
The way Kamala
Yes, I have.
Harris claimed that she
Yes,
had
I have.
so many greens to wash one time, I had to wash them in the bath. Bull for none.
Why is that
Martin,
bullshit?
that's bull. And you know what else is
You
also
do
bull?
hold on, man. You
Is
talking about greens? You talking about the greens that you cook in those metal tubs
mm-hmm,
that you can put greens in and
in
spray them
in
down
a
and cook.
bathtub. You,
Bro, if you
your
broke,
wife, your mama.
you don't think anybody ever used a bathtub to soak greens? That's why she ain't black? Because she said she used a bathtub to
No, no,
soak
no, no,
greens?
no, 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 no. Listen. That's just one example of the way she panders to try to solidify her blackness that doesn't exist.
Okay. Did Barack Obama pander?
Hell yeah, Barack Obama pandered, and he struggled, but at least he had more swag. He could play it off a lot more better than Kamala. Kamala is lost right now. This woman is clueless. They didn't push her to this.
What about old dude in New Jersey, man? What about Corey? What about Corey? What's Corey's last
Cory
name?
Booker.
Yeah, what about Cory Booker?
Oh,
Is he
he in
pandering?
last place.
Is he pandering?
He in last
Oh, they all
place.
pander. They all pander. All of them.
Look, most
Bro,
hell,
no, for real. Every single
most
time.
political.
They all
But
do.
look,
Bro.
but
On a
they
second,
not
man.
all running for president. They not all running for president.
Brother, I've listened to Jesse Jackson in a speech with white people and a speech with black people. Jesse Jackson sounded totally different between the two. Jesse Jackson. Martin Luther King did not talk like he gave those speeches. That ain't how he talked. He's pandering to white people. Black people pander to white people every time they start speaking like this and getting crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they? So we got
Mm-hmm.
so she's actually, you're saying something's wrong with her because she's pandering to black people.
No,
When these
I'm
other
saying,
black people, hold on, these other black people are pandering to white people.
I don't give a damn about white people. My
So
concern is
it
black
doesn't matter to
people.
you. hold on. It don't matter to you that you've got black politicians, the entire Congressional Black Caucus.
They trash.
Dude,
The
but that's
the Congressional Black Caucus don't give a damn about black people. Fuck them. NAACP don't give a damn about black people. Fuck them.
So it's just fuck everybody in government? So, okay, I got it. So it's fuck everybody in government.
Everybody in government that don't have black people's best interests in mind, yes.
The Congressional Black Caucus is every black person in the federal government is the Congressional Black Caucus. Every elected official.
And the Congressional Black Caucus and NAACP, they do more for gay people and illegal people than they do for black people.
I got it. So, but just understand though, that your problem is with black politicians, period. It's not Kamala. Because all those black politicians do what you're accusing Kamala of doing. All of it. From the pandering.
But listen, they not on the big stage running for president. Are they running for president?
Oh, let me finish. Look, man. No, they pander at a whole disgusting level. Every time you get around a black politician that's running for an elected official in a city level, they start doing jigs in the middle of the street and dancing. Every time. You can see every one of these people, you can see them out there literally doing the boogaloo shrimp and shit for white people. All of them. All of them. I bet you I can find tape of Kamala Harris dancing, of Al Sharpton dancing, of Barack Obama dancing. They make all those black people literally dance for them. After they win, it's like a ritual. And I'm like, in DC specifically, I'm like, why are these dudes standing around, jumping around like a bunch of phones in front of cameras? And by the way, when they be dancing, there don't even be nobody there. Just a camera with them trying to act like everybody's happy. Dude, that's politics, man. If you don't like Kamala because she's a politician, then we can just cut it at the politician. We don't got to get into all the black stuff, bro, because you already there. You don't like politicians, period. And I feel that. Because the Congressional Black Caucus isn't. They are all Zionists, all of them. Every single solitary one of those dudes are not. And I'm not accusing them of being Zionists. They will literally tell you they are Zionists. Kamala is a Zionist, and they're being there, and they're all of their funds for their campaigns are being funded by him too. And if they don't do what they say, they're gonna primary him and run against them. So I just think your problem really isn't with Kamala. I think your problem is really just with politics and black politics, period. Because every black politician in the federal government definitely fits the description you just laid out.
Right. True. Everything you said is
true.
What
is the disdain for? Is it because Kamala is a woman?
No, not at all.
You got any problem with being a woman?
Not at all. Not at all. I have a problem with her being so non-authentic. She can't even fake it well. It's so obvious that
she's from Cali. She's from Cali. All them Cali dudes come off like that. All them Cali dudes come off funny. First of all, they don't got a Southern accent. So most people that listen to people out in California automatically think they all sound like white people. All California dudes sound like white people. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. Hell, my uncle.
Yeah, they all sound like
from here.
They don't sound like nobody from the South. They all sound like that out there.
Man, before
Phenomenal Show said no. Yes, it's Phenomenal Show. This is you from Cali. Phenomenal Show, you from Cali? Anyway, it's fun, man. Hey, I'll let you wrap up the political conversation, though. Go ahead and say what you
feel. Look, I just wrap it up like this, man. It's like just historically, she refused to prosecute corrupt police, elite execs, it was a big real estate scam that was going on. She let go all the charges, and the dudes wind up funding her Senate campaign. I mean, we know how politics is just one big game. It's about more the dollar bill than it is the vote. Who paid the most get the most benefits at the end of the day. You can vote and post your little "I voted" sticker, but if you're not spending big bread, if you're not attending these galas, these big $10,000 plate events, you just gonna be like everybody else, unless you one of the big wigs. That's who really get the political persuasion. So I'm not a fan of Kamala. I'm not a fan of Trump. You know, at the end of the day, the full-fledged Black agenda, Black empowerment, what is going to be done for Black people is my only concern. Everybody else getting a piece of the pie, but us. All we do is get little symbolic gestures here and there. And sadly, the emotional aspect of that is what keep Black people joined along. Because all we doing is we continuously stuck on this emotional goddamn ride when other people are getting more of the tangible benefits. So until we start getting more of the tangible benefits on a grand scale, like illegals are getting, like gay people are getting, like Israel and Ukraine is getting, I'm salty on the whole political process.
Well, enjoy the rest of your salty life. Okay, enjoy the rest of your salty life.
And that's what exactly I'm gonna do. Because look, dude, no matter who in the White House, my Black ass still got to get up and make it happen every day. So
exactly,
that's all I got to say on it, man.
All right, man. But look, dude, I'm telling you, I'm turning you into Tariq Nasheed over them eyes, dog. I know full well that they said in my school that Black people do not have green eyes. Because I told the white people in the room, I was like, yes, there are Black people with green eyes. And my teacher said, no, they're not. I said, yeah, there are Black people with green eyes. There are Black people with blue eyes. Yes, there are. I said, my family, I got cousins that got blue. No, they aren't. The white man said you ain't Black, bro.
Hey, you know what? Hey, my stripes in these streets. Hey, my reputation speaks for itself, baby. So I'm good on that.
I'm just telling you, I don't know. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Just be careful around Tariq. They may be careful. You don't know what's next, bro. You don't know who's getting. You know what they said when they first came. Remember what they said about the Inquisition of the Jewish people in Germany? What they said was, when they came after the first one, I didn't say anything. When they went after the second person, I didn't say anything. When they went after the third person, I didn't say anything. And then when they came after me, there was nobody left to say anything. So when they kicked Kamala out, even though she ain't got nobody in her family that's white, remember they kicked Kamala out. Next, they're gonna go ahead and kick Puffy out. Puffy from the middle. Hey, Puffy got some. I know he's from New York, so he probably got some Jamaican in him too. They're gonna find out his ass out too. They done already kicked it. Oh, you know, kick Kamala out. You know, kick the Jamaicans out. You're trying to kick the Africans out. Don't remember, they're not too far from the green-eyed people if they can get everybody out. They coming for you.
Look.
They coming for you.
Look. Besides, hey, at the end of the day, damn skin color, damn eye color, your behavior dictates. It's all about your experience, your personal upbringing. And
I gotta disagree with you on that, dog. I gotta disagree very strongly on that, bro.
What?
About it being about your personal upbringing. Because my upbringing and your upbringing are probably not very much alike. They're probably polar opposites. But I have had a very, very Black experience my entire life. Because you cannot
way more than Kamala.
Listen, no.
It's obvious. Just the way you speak. You can't have no recollection of stuff that doesn't exist.
Listen,
you have it. She don't.
No, she has the same thing I have. I wasn't grown. I was not raised around Black people around me. You don't know where I was. Bro, I was from 30 miles. Listen to me, bro. I was from 40 miles outside Chicago in a neighborhood that was all Italian, all Irish. all Irish, all basically immigrants. There was no black people around there, man. I went to school with all white people. I shopped at stores with all white people. That's all I knew. The only time I saw black people was family in church. But it was a very black experience because I got called nigga every day. And I was
she didn't.
But dude, you don't
she didn't
know
have
that.
none of that.
Listen, bro, I'm telling you, you don't know her.
Man, she grew up with an Indian woman. She ain't grew up with no black mama.
You don't know because
you got a black mama. She don't. You grew up around black people. She did not. She grew up in goddamn Canada.
She did grow up around black people. She did. She grew up around my no, seriously, you keep cutting me off, bro. And I'm for real. She is around black people, bro. My wife's family grew up with her, and they're black people. They grew up together with black people. She grew up with black people in Oakland. Went to school with black people in Oakland. Black people. Yes, that's where they're from. Do you know the name of her? Do you know the name of her high
school? She was bred in Canada.
Bro, I'm telling you,
her formidable years were in Canada. From like the age 11 on up, she was in Canada.
Rick. When people who know her are listening, when people who actually know her are listening to me, and I'm telling you what the people who actually know her said, I can't go with you telling me about something you don't know. You've never met her.
No, listen. But see, I'm going by what I see on display. Dude, if she grew up around black people, Rick, she wouldn't have to struggle so mightily to earn her blackness.
She didn't earn it. She has it. You're trying to act like she's earning it.
I'm just
Rick, she's not earning her blackness. She already got it. Hold on, Rick. Hold on, Rick. She isn't earning her blackness, bro, because there's nothing you can give her. You don't get to give her blackness. And black people there are black people that grow up in white neighborhoods that are black, that sound like white people, that grew up around white people, that go to church with white people, bro. They're still white, bro. They're still black, and you don't get to say they're not, man. Okay, just because they didn't grow up the same way you grew up. Okay, but and then plus, especially if you don't, Rick, especially if you don't even know her. You don't know her. So you can't say how she grew up because you don't know.
All I can go on is what I see.
Well, you can go.
What she displayed, all I see is struggle. That's all I'm going on.
Brother, you can go on that.
I can go on what she is displaying
I'm flat out telling
publicly.
You, dude.
And she is
I am literally telling you, dude, you can go with that if you want. I am actually telling you what you're saying is not true because of people that actually know her. I went to Howard University, bro. She went to Howard University. Her family, she's an AKA. The people that she went to school with, or AKAs, are still alive. These people have known her since she was a child. You don't know her at all. So you're you can go with whatever you want to go with, bro. But that's what they go about with you. Because they see you and they say, this is not a civilized human being. Why? Because if he was civilized, he wouldn't behave like he does. Because that is not my idea of civilized. So they will look at the way you behave and think that you are something, and because they've never met you, but say he's got a t-shirt on, he's got a southern accent, he's not civilized. Right? And you wouldn't want that. But you're doing the same thing to her. I'm saying you're doing the same thing to her. Somebody you've never met, talking about how she speaks, the clothes she wears, based on, then therefore you know all the experiences that she's ever had. That's the same thing. You're doing the same thing that you're literally doing the same thing to her, bro. You never met her, man. And you're stereotyping her based off, by the way, off what she's doing at her job when she's speaking to half the nation. Barack Obama doesn't even sound like he speaks in public when he speaks in person. He doesn't sound like that. So none of the politicians do. You're blaming her for being a politician, man. Anyway, all right. Let's end the conversation, bro. I have much respect to you, bro. I really do appreciate you, man.
All right.
I wouldn't have the conversation with you if I didn't.
Right. See, all I could go on is what is displayed. And regardless whether it's public or private, full-fledged black folk don't struggle mightily the way she struggles.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And that's
yes,
it.
they do. Absolutely, they do.
No, they don't.
Thomas Sewell
No,
struggles mightily. Do you know who Thomas Sewell is?
Mm-mm.
Do you know who Thomas Sewell is?
I remember that name.
Thomas Sewell struggles mightily.
Name.
Thomas Sewell struggles mightily, and he is very, very, very black. Almost every black person that goes to school at Harvard, almost all of them struggle with that because they came from those areas. Dude, not all black people grow up in inner cities or in the South. We grow up in the North, the South, the West. Just like you said, black people have green eyes. Dude, there are black people that one of my best friends, mother's a doctor, father's a doctor, all four of their grandparents are doctors. All of their brothers and sisters are doctors. They have generations and generations of doctors, and and they're from Houston and New Orleans, and they don't sound anything like you. And their experience of being a black person, is one of wealth and exclusivity of private clubs and trips to Europe. Okay, so that's not even the experience that Kamala had. So and I'm going to end and have the last word on this because I got to move on, bro. I personally think that you are stereotyping her and you don't really know her, bro. But you can do what you want, but bro, come on, man. She's a black woman and she's just a politician. If we don't like her, don't vote for her. But I get to determine that she's black or not. That's a dangerous game, man. That's a real dangerous game we playing. But anyway, much respect, Tim. Rick Timms, I get back with you, brother. Peace. Yeah, I just have gone through that my entire life, man, because I speak like this. I've been in countless fights because I speak the way I speak, because people don't think you're black because you speak like that. But it is what it is. I ain't going to continue. Much love, though. Thank you. I don't care if a black people grew up in the suburbs or in the inner city. I don't have nothing to do with that. I mean, it is pretty much. But it is what it is. Man, I enjoyed that conversation, man. I didn't want to get in politics this long, though. I really didn't. Donald tried to ip his VP and use Haitians and black people as what? Donald tried to off his VP and uses Haitians and black people as political pawns. I mean, it is what it is, man. I can't wait till this election's over. Soccer Love said Kamala chose to go to an HBCU. And she didn't have to. It's just, anyway, man, it is what it is. Donald Trump said he identifies with poor white folk. Exactly. Something he absolutely is not. Hey, Phoenix said, I guess I'm not black enough either. Been called NJIG many times, but grew up in a white neighborhood. Father's a professor. Mother works in government. Never had fried bologna or yogurt sandwiches. Also, bro, let me tell you something, man. I ain't never said our church, we didn't say. I mean, dude, hold on one second. I better not be able to find this, bro. That sounds like some poor people shit. If you're washing greens in a bathtub, that's poor people stuff. Really. That's really poor people stuff. But let me see. Greens washed in the bathtub. Why would you do that, though? You can get a basin. Greens washed in a bathtub. Images. And people saying that could never happen, right? Yeah, it shouldn't. You should. This is crazy, bro. I really don't like this. I didn't enjoy this live stream, man. I got to tell you, bro. Much as I really enjoy the conversations, bro, I don't like this. I don't like disagreeing with people about this. But look at this. Tips for safely washing vegetables in bulk. Tanks. Don't spread the poop. That's somebody washing greens in a tank. That's not a bathtub, but it drains. Bathtubs drain just like that. Just so you know, see that little drain right there? A bathtub works the same way. You can soak it, and then all you got to do is pull it, and all the water will drip out. You also got shower hose that you can use and pull down and spray on them. If you're cooking up for like 20 people, 30 people. Cook so many greens, we use the bathtub. That's a lot of greens in a tub. That's another really big tub that they're going to watch greens in. That's a lady washing greens in tubs. That's actually black people looking at tubs to clean greens in. Look. Checking the sanitizer levels of the water wash. Those are black people, literally, dude, by a tub where they watch greens. Rollo, I need to see your black card.
Come on, man. You're not like us, man.
No, I need to see your black card.
It's gotta suck.
Before you talk, I need to see your black card.
It's gotta suck, man.
What?
It's gotta suck.
You got something to say of value?
You can't say.
Nah, it's called because it's nasty. Bro, it's nasty. Hey, phenomenal show. Don't get me wrong. I know it ain't right. But hey, don't be surprised if somebody broke enough would buy it and would wash in a bathtub. I would personally use. I've made drinks in garbage barrels. We used to make drinks in garbage barrels. Yeah, I cook greens. Yeah, I cook greens. I don't cook greens like that though. I wouldn't cook greens like that though. Yeah, Rollo, what do you need to say of value?
Man, you ain't got.
Yeah, that Noop juice, we used to do it in garbage cans. Yeah, we making it. Oh, hell yeah, we made this shit in a bathtub. Man, we made Noop juice in a bathtub. I'm sorry, I just remembered. We had y'all call it jungle. We call it Noop juice. We made Noop juice in a bathtub. I was mine in a sink. Yeah, you wash yours in a sink. You wash it. It's no difference. Dog, he said, yeah, we did. I never drank, but we definitely did. We made that shit in a bathtub, bro. Everybody was killing that bathroom shit. Hey, man, what do you need of value, man?
Hey, Amber.
I'm sorry, what did you say, lady?
Hey, Amber. Why
Amber?
the black guy wears a suit?
You like that
black
dude
guy
on
wearing
Mo
a
Money.
suit? Look, who are you?
You like the dude on Mo Money.
Bro, seriously, man. Y'all kids are sitting there like that. Shut up, dude. Shut up, goofies. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. Yeah. Hey, buffoon, stand there. Hey, hi, Amber. Did you sound like you got herpes? Shut your ass up. Stank ass. Go get back on the stroll, bro. Put that chick back on the stroll, okay? I don't want to talk to you. Drinking that booty juice out the bath. Hey, no, for real. No, you washed the bathtub. But, we did it, though. Anyway, here's the link, bro. Get that chick back on the stroll, bro. I'm not trying to talk to her. She not like us? Hell no, she ain't like us. No, I do agree with that. Kamala Harris is not like us. She ain't like me. No, she is not like me. I agree with that 100%, man. Anyway, one more call, then I'm going to get out of here, man. Much love, man. Thank y'all for y'all support. Eric Israel said, if you're making greens for 100 people, I could definitely see that. Yeah. Bro, you got to get a tub to wash all that, man. Y'all really going out and buy one of them big ass metal things? No, you're going to scrub your bathtub. Y'all going to scrub your bathtub, bleach that mug down, spray it over some water, clean out that vent. You not like us. Dude, I am not like you. You're a fucking convict. Rollo. Hey, Rollo. You're 100%. I'm not like you, bro. You are a convict that works in a box truck. I'm not like you. You got that shit right. I am definitely not like you. I got 3 callers all of a sudden, man. What up, Grumpy?
Oh, let me cut this thing down, man. What's up, Fanon? Good morning, good morning, good morning. I come on here and y'all hot this morning talking about black folks and we cooking greens in the tub, and I ain't never seen my grandmama, my mama, nobody in my family getting no damn greens where we wash our butt, man. I'm just sorry, man. That ain't what we do, man. And what they say.
Hey, bro, you know there are nasty people in the world, right?
And that's some nasty shit. You gonna put your damn greens in the tub, bro? I don't want none of that shit. I don't care.
Hey, man, them dudes in jail. Hey, dog, have you ever been in a jail cell?
For sure. 16
You know how they be having that? What happens if you in a jail cell for like, you know how they be turning them lights on, them hot ass lights? You ever had that? I've been in the jail cell and they turn them hot ass lights on. Man. And they ain't got no water.
None.
What you gonna do after about 2 hours of that, 3 hours of that?
Shit. You gonna be
dipping your ass in that toilet. Hey, you're gonna be dipping your ass in that toilet is what you're gonna be doing.
I ain't gonna lie. When I went to jail, man, I seen that toilet, the toilet and the sink and all that shit was all one. The toilet, the sink, and everything was just one aluminum area, and you had a button you pushed. You had to wait for the water to get warm. And it was lukewarm. You had to wait like 10 minutes. You hear me? Like,
yeah, man, bro.
But this is the thing with Kamala. I got a Jamaican friend. He's a doctor, and they disown her because they say that she's not owning up to her Jamaican roots. That's his whole outlook on it. Like,
say it again.
When you get he's from Jamaica, he says that she's supposed to have Jamaican roots, but they disown her because he says that she doesn't recognize her Jamaican connection. So they're saying that she's not, that's probably how these people are doing it, because they're saying that she's not black, she's not Jamaican, she's a sellout or whatever. But it's a strong contradiction to believe, because I'm brown, and if I talk and you hear me on and don't see my face, you're gonna say he's black. Okay, but if I was to speak in an educated manner, which I am educated, I'm just black. I grew up with black, so I don't have to use elaborate wording to communicate with my people. However, if I talk like Kamala, then, or I guess my daughter sounds white. I send my kids to white schools so they can understand the processes, because blacks, we are violent and think that we can handle things on our own. So I send my kids to white schools so they can learn the process, that paperwork will kick your butt. And that's how America is. And this is like what Kamala's going through. She's educated. I don't know her. There's one thing you did say. I don't know Kamala Harris personally. I don't know where the hell she came from.
Don't know her, man.
I don't know what she does for a living outside of politics, or how she interacts with people, whether they're black. They say her husband's white and he owns slaves and his family owns slaves. They're doing all of this. But man, at the end of the day, when I see people of color, I see black. I don't give a damn where they come from. Different mannerism depends on, I guess, your geographic upbringing, yes. But when you get of age like we are, when you get to doing politics or whatever your profession is, your color won't change. You're still black. You got a law degree. How many people would knew you had a law degree until you told them? Fanon, they would say, "Oh, Fanon boxing, he a black man, he got a boxing channel," and that's all they know.
No, the people knew it when they listened to me speak. the people that know what it is, but the people that don't know what it is, no, they don't believe that.
Fact.
I had people telling me, I mean, I got like 3 dudes behind you, Grump, and I do got to roll out of here because I got a dental appointment.
Okay. But my point is this: well, y'all, please, from a black man that came through black struggles such as yourself, you chose to go to Howard and you chose to make a difference in your life the way you wanted to, black. That don't mean you a sellout because you went to Howard University and got a law degree. That just means you're a black man that wanted to be educated and get a law degree. That's what that means. It doesn't matter how you were brought up, because when you get grown, you decide how you roll from there. So y'all, please just chill out with the black on black stuff, man. Just know that neither one of them, to me, are Trump or Kamala, are good candidates for me, because Kamala came up under Biden and she's practiced all of his habits. She's still preaching the same words that he preached. This is how I look at Kamala. She's saying the things that he said. She's doing the things that he did, and she's following up with him. She always says, we, Biden, me, and Biden, and myself. So this is probably where America's getting a little off. Black people, she's running with the white man. It don't have to do with him being a white man. It has to do with her cabinet. She's used to operating in his cabinet, so you're going to automatically put her as a sellout. Because
yes, sir, I got to move, bro. I really do. I got to move, bro, because I got to get out of here, man.
Anyway, y'all do me a favor. Shout out to all the black folk on here, man, that need to understand one thing. You black, you'll always be black, and your process will determine your successes or failure. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. Because I've been in jail for 9. They locked me underground for 16 months because they're mad because they couldn't give me in other cases because I knew black people that did things they didn't like. So the fact that I wouldn't snitch on them, they put me under jail, okay? 16 months, I didn't see the damn sun. And they didn't break me because I'm black. I'm used to that. We were used to being abused all the time. I'm used to being abused. White people abused us, used to drop us off in other neighborhoods, beat the hell out of us when we were 9, 10 years old, take us 16 blocks from home.
Hey, Grump, I really do got to go, bro.
Yeah, but
I don't mean to be rude, man.
My bad for now, but y'all just please stop the black stuff, man. Let's get a little more, let's get more powerful mentally.
Man, yeah.
Learn processes. Where you from, not where you at. If you're still where you from, then great. But when you're growing, you move around. I've been all over the world. Thank God for that. But for now, love your show, man. You still, hey, man, the process over here, I'm black, and I'm going to leave it with this. I'm black, and a black man that I'm looking at right now in a time when I was at my worst, put me on point, man. I'm still rocking. It gets better. So salute to you, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Get back with you, Grump.
Yeah.
Peace. Hey, what up, Sean?
Hey, what's going on, Fanon? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. I'll keep it short. I'm sure you got someone else behind me, and I want to be respectful of your.
It's all good, man. I just, I got a dental appointment. I'm trying to convince myself to not cancel.
Yeah, I hear you.
No, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. I ain't talked to you in a minute.
Likewise, man.
And I see you, Big Dog Willie, and I see you, Dallas Roquemore. I see y'all. Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say likewise. I haven't been able to be around, as often. But I'm gonna just make 2 quick points.
Yes,
First
sir.
thing on the subject at hand, I wish that we would all just stop trying to pick and choose who is black and everything like that. My dad told me, a long time ago as a little boy, you can bleach your skin, you can play around with your nose, but you a nigga for life. So the reality of it is it don't matter, whether you grew up in one area or you grew up with, getting all of the quote unquote black struggle. You're going to have different things that happen in your life that remind you that you are black. So I think at the end of the day, the best thing to do is be constructive, like you said. Me personally, politically, I'm independent. So I listen to hearing little tidbits here and there on each side and make a decision there. Not a fan of either of the candidates. I feel like if this is the best that America has to offer, then we're in trouble. I think there's other people out there, whether they black, white, whatever, that can make better political decisions. But the problem is how we go about choosing folks and how we slander everybody's name. Nobody wants to go through that process. It's almost like if you got 2 girls that you like, if you're single, right, and you're trying to choose between the 2 girls, and you hear rumors about the two girls, and by the end of it, you don't want to mess with neither one of them because of what you heard. It's the same thing with politics, I feel like. But moving on, the
It
one thing
is,
I
man.
wanted to,
Hey, just on those
yeah,
vicious rumors, man. When I was like in high school, man, like there was a girl who's like a freshman who had all these all these rumors around her, like sexual
mm-hmm,
rumors around her as a freshman. And I hadn't, like, all I heard was the rumors, and I was a senior. But I hadn't, but the same people, man, that told me those rumors about her, like years ago, I
mm-hmm,
was like, isn't that the girl that, man, they were like, man, that is the nicest girl ever. Like, they were like,
right,
she's so nice. She's such a wonderful person to be around. And basically was like, nah, people were just saying that shit about her because they really wanted to tear her down.
right,
The idea that people are listening to Candace Owens, like even if I did agree about Candace Owens, dude, 3 months ago, Candace Owens is the biggest coon in the world for what she
right,
said about what's his name? The dude. Oh God, so there's so many black people being killed, but the one in Milwaukee, George Floyd.
mm-hmm,
She's
mm-hmm,
the biggest sellout and terrible person in the world and representing all of the racists. Because she said
mm-hmm,
George Floyd deserved it. But now
yeah,
the same people that thought she was so now quoting her.
yeah.
Like, okay. Go ahead, though. I'm listening to you, man.
Yeah, I'll just say, regardless of who's ever in office, I'm gonna wake my ass up, put in the work, because I
Thank you.
know these days, no matter what, there's a lot of opportunity for you. And myself, I work in staffing now, and I can't tell you how many times I've been on calls with directors and VPs of HR, CFOs, all of that say, "Hey, we really want to diversify our company." So, and they make it known that they want to see minorities if we have qualified minorities. So do not listen to folks telling you that there ain't no opportunity. Get that shit out of your mouth. Wash that shit out because there's opportunity for you. You just got to go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Um,
There
you
are,
know.
and the funny thing is too, bro. Like Deloitte and Touche put out a like a survey on that they had taken from their customers, and they're one of the
Mhm,
biggest management consulting firms in the world, and their customers are some of the biggest companies in the world, and they said that the number one barrier um to DEI, diversity, inclusion, and all of that isn't that the
mhm,
companies don't want to do it. It's that they have a hard time convincing the people within the companies that they're trying to ask to do that to get them to do it.
right.
So there are people out there, there are companies that really are and really do want to do that because they see their customer base and their
Mhm,
customer base are black people. That's a reason that they want black people in their companies. But
right.
there is really inbuilt resistance to it.
Mhm,
And there is a real serious competition for for young black men and black women that are very well educated. Like you'd be surprised, man. Like there are kids getting into universities that would have never got into universities when I was a kid.
mhm,
Like getting into like a good university is much easier now than it was before
right.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
Much
Mhm,
easier because society's been dumbed down so much.
mhm.
And but anyway, yeah, there are people really out there that want to do the job, but you can't shoot them all.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'll say this. I mean, there's definitely some optimism. Like I work in staffing, and I specifically work in the finance and accounting field. And when I'm doing searches throughout the DC area, I tell you what, black women, I see a lot more black women that are CPAs, controllers, CFOs than I do black men. So
Yeah.
if anything, I think it's black men we need to get our shit together. And I can tell you, and I'm sure you probably had this experience too. And after I make this point, I'll move on to the other quick point I wanted to make. And it's don't if just because you're studious, want to get your work done, that don't mean that you're trying to be white. Because I know that if I didn't have the guidance to tell me to not listen to that bullshit, then I could have very well went down the wrong path. So I'm in classes with white, Asian, Indian kids and everything, but then I'm on the football field or the basketball court with other folks that look like me, right? So I could have very easily took those influences where they didn't want to do anything but play sports and could have went down the wrong path. So I'm hoping that we can stop this whole, oh, you're not black because you don't like chitlins or you don't like pig feet or you grew up in this area. Stop with the bullshit and just realize all that is just a method to keep everybody divided, right? So just accept it for what it is. Not saying you got to like every black person around you, because we're going to disagree and there's going to be things that people do or say that you don't like. But just don't stop with the bullshit of, oh, you're not black because they don't fit your particular checklist.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Um,
and you wind up losing a lot of allies, man.
right.
Because believe it or not, there really is something to that, man. Those people that you don't like, man, they really are in those boardrooms. And
Right.
whether you like it or not, those are the people that are going to continue to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kamala is very well educated.
Yep. So
I got one dude left, man, and I'm gonna bounce. Thanks, Sean.
Yep, no problem, man. I'll call back another time on the other point.
Yeah. Oh no, finish your point, man. I got time for that. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna make a quick little comment on the Devin Haney lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been supportive of the lawsuit if, say, Ryan had stacked his gloves and put something like plaster or something funny in there like that, or if Ryan would have came back littered with actual PEDs that actually meaningfully do something and can make you hit harder and make you more make your punch resistance higher or give you significant endurance. The problem is for all of us having this discussion that we are having, right? And we know that in America the justice system is something that is, impacted Black Americans, substantially over the years. By you saying it doesn't matter and going with this logic of a crime is a crime, basically with Ryan Garcia, then you basically are using that same logic is almost like saying if a kid shoplifts and steals a candy bar from a 7-Eleven, give him the same punishment as somebody that, say, robbed a bank. Because that's what we're doing here with Ryan Garcia. And they're using the fact that Ryan Garcia is likely a racist because of what he said. We'll say he is, right? Because of what he says. They're using that to say, well, because he said that, this justifies the lawsuit, when these are two independent things. I don't mess with neither one of these fighters, and I won't support or buy pay-per-views of Ryan moving forward unless he's fighting someone that I like and want to support. But other than that, I will not buy his pay-per-view. But that doesn't mean I don't think that this lawsuit is bullshit. I say if you want to get him back, go back and fight him. If the PED helped him that much, then fight him and put actual stipulations in your contract. Do it more intelligently and get it back. That's my point.
Hey man, did you hear what he got paid in?
What?
Okay, he got 45% of net profit.
Well, yeah, and then if the fight don't sell well, what profit is there going to be for you to collect?
Zero.
Right.
No, watch this. That fight could sell well. Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think the difference is between getting paid 45% of gross revenue and 47% of net profit? What's the difference?
I mean, that's a massive difference. If we're talking gross revenue, then you don't have to worry about all the expenses being paid. That's almost like owning debt in a company versus owning equity. When the company goes bankrupt, you're going to get money first. So you want to get the gross revenue versus the net profit, because then you're making yourself susceptible to all of the other expenses that are paid. So if they decide they want to bring Eminem in there and they want to pay him a whole boatload as well as all the fighters on the card, you're then at risk of having lower money paid to you because you're doing not only net profit, but you're also taking a percentage of the net profit.
Or no money at all.
Right.
Now, couple that with the fact that he was paid a $2.6 million advance.
So then that means...
No, seriously, I want people to listen to this, but I don't want anybody to think that I'm coercing him. You and I have never talked about this, right?
Right.
Okay, so what happens in this scenario right here?
And if it's an advance, I would think that it's almost like a draw if you're in sales, right? You got to cover your salary. So I would think you got to cover, not only you got to cover the advance that they cover you, but then you're susceptible to all the expenses from the revenue to get down to that net profit that you mentioned. And then you're only getting a percentage of that net profit. So
right.
It's like,
so let's say this happens. Say you have a fight that does where you scaled the event for $14 million in the Barclays Center, but only sold 4 million. You scaled for 14 million, but you only did 4 million. But you only did $4 million in the gate, but it was scaled for 14 million. And then Ryan Garcia, remember when they said they got the $600,000 that Ryan was paid $600,000 for him missing weight?
Right.
That was $600,000 in additional advance.
Yeah. I don't see how they have very much leg to stand on with this one.
No, what I'm saying is that he got screwed that way.
Yeah.
You should have got paid out of gross revenue. Should have got paid out of gross revenue.
Yep.
There's no reason to get paid out of net profit because there's never going to be any net profit. Ever.
Yeah.
Like somebody said that on Twitter, so I don't want to act like but really, if you're getting paid off net profit, then that means as soon as you get paid, they're going to lose profit. People don't like to lose profit to you. They'll lose profit to something else. They'll just write a line item, and that profit will turn into cost right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you won't get paid anything, and you have an advance on it.
Yeah.
In any way there's an advance, if you don't make that advance, you have to return.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing
it's a terrible deal, man.
Yeah.
That's what I think the lawsuit's about. Because when he was asking for the relief he asked for, the specific relief, they asked for them to freeze the bank accounts of Golden Boy and to award them 47% of the money that was returned to Ryan Garcia. But the problem is with it, Sean, and you'll see this right away, I'm sure, is that if you're paid off net profit for the event, you don't get 47% of the $1 million that's returned. Because all that money just goes into, you can take it out of cost, which means his cost got reduced by $1 million. But that doesn't mean that his net profit increased because he could still be in the red.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
So
it's
his
almost
loss
like a tax write-off.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I read what Oscar De La Hoya was saying, dude. I'm telling you, Oscar De La Hoya was being a jerk because Oscar said, "I'm paying you everything that you are legally due." As soon as he said legally due, I was like, "Oh shit."
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's not saying that he don't owe you money, that there ain't money that you might have needed to give him that would have been fair. What he's saying is, that I don't have to pay you that because you have net revenue there, and that means you agreed to get paid after I take out all my expenses.
Yeah. Yep. Now I'm just curious. Do
bad.
All of the other, like if it's a Canelo or a Gervonta or
Golovkin, Golovkin, when Gennady Golovkin fought Oscar De La Hoya, Golovkin got paid 45% of gross revenue.
Yeah.
No, they get paid in gross revenue. They don't get paid in net off the net. Because nobody should get paid off the net unless your ass is working in finance.
Right.
Where you actually have control over the expenses. That's where you would do net. But you're not going to do net if what you are is you're a partner with somebody. Then I'm taking the revenue and I'm going to be responsible for my own costs. Yeah. And you take you take the other portion of the revenue and you be responsible for your costs.
Yeah.
That's how that would go. You know what I mean? So like even in like you do government contracts, you can set aside 10% of the work for someone, but they get 10%. They get 10% of the gross revenue has to go to them, not 10% of the net profit. And they whatever 10% of the revenue means to them, they have to control their profit and whether or not what the cost of their goods and services are. It's just a bad look, man.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's more the PED part is just a cover up to try to get money for the most part, and then
it's salacious. It's the salacious part that'll make the newspaper. Similar to like when Terrence Crawford sued Bob Arum. When Terrence Crawford sued Bob Arum, most of the stuff about not promoting black people, that was just kind of stuff that was going to get a lot of news in the newspaper. But the real substantive issue was whether or not he owed Bob Arum owed Terrence Crawford no more money because he said he was going to get him the Errol Spence fight. And the fights that he did not get him over the last couple of years because he was owed 2 fights under his contract. But that was the majority of the issue was a breach of contract. But to sell it to the newspaper, they threw in the salacious stuff about the racism. So I think that's pretty much the same thing was going on here with Devin. They're really worried because Oscar De La Hoya did screw him over. But he screwed over him like, you know how it is, like Puffy screwed over some young kid who's got record beats and saying, yeah, okay, I'll put me as a co-author of the beats. I'll give you $100,000. You give me the publishing rights. Yeah. And the kid's just happy for the $100,000. I think Bill heard 45% and was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't think, oh, no, that's 45% of net profit, not profit. First of all, even if you should never. Anyway, that's my take. I just wanted to let you know that took place.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully they make better business decisions moving forward. But for now, I don't want to hold you up, man. Have a good day. Thanks for letting me out. Come on.
All right, brother. You as well, man. Have a great day. Peace.
All right. I'll see you too.
Likewise, man. Big Dog Willie, I'm so sorry it took so long.
Oh, it's cool. My coworker, Dr. Nazim, she's Indian. She heard what Rick Timms was saying, and she was shaking her head the whole time. But she left. She was trying to wait, but she left. She said that back in India, her mom and grandma wash not greens, because different type of vegetables in the tub all the time. So there's no there's no difference where it comes from. So that was she had to say.
Exactly. And by the way, black people are not the only people who eat greens.
Yeah, but she didn't say greens. She was just saying different. She said different vegetables in the tub, but not greens, because we didn't have greens in that part of the world. So
yeah, but yeah, people do it in the tub. Yeah, because shit is a lot, and you gonna go buy a tub, man? You better. Hey, it is. Yeah, but yeah, man. Thanks, bro. Tell your doctor friend.
She left. She couldn't wait that long, but she's gonna tell you personally herself. But it was all right.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man. Tell her I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right,
man. Get back. Yeah, and we are just because you don't have the experience with what somebody says doesn't mean what they're saying isn't true. Just because you're not familiar with it. Candace Owens got caught in the same gimmick on The Breakfast Club where they did Candace Owens wrong. When they said, well, Candace, hey, how do you finish this saying? God is good. And she didn't say all the time or every day, because that's what they said in the churches that those specific people went to. The culture is not as ubiquitous as you think it is. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please come back tomorrow when we chop it up. Hey, I appreciate you, phenomenal show, for not getting mad at me. Yeah, it is nasty. Greens in the tub. But that's, different places. Bro, man, her mama ain't black, though. Her mama ain't black. Her mama's Indian. But them greens is black. Anyway, I'm out. Deuces. Yeah, thank you, phenomenal show. I gotta keep it buck, though. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, brother. Get back. Nope. Peace.